violence, like shooting of 11 people at schools in Brazil. The Terrorism Collective is classified as a terrorist group by the U.S. State Department for its violent white supremacist ideology. Humber's sentencing hearing is set for December 5th. For NPR News, I'm Maria Fernanda Bernal in San Francisco.
In India, the Supreme Court is ordering officials to round up all stray dogs and move them to shelters. The court is concerned about a rising number of dog bites leading to rabies. The World Health Organization says India accounts for more than 35% of rabies deaths in the world. The country has millions of stray dogs. The court is also ordering that multiple shelters be established to spay and neuter and give dogs vaccines. The shelters have to also set up cameras so that they can be monitored by officials. I'm Kristen Wright, and this is NPR News in Washington.
Listen to this podcast sponsor-free on Amazon Music with a Prime membership or any podcast app by subscribing to NPR News Now Plus at plus.npr.org. That's plus.npr.org. News Talk 93 FM. songs make me feel so awe-inspired. But when I listen to a straight up show, yes, it made me feel so inspired. You know this is Celsius representing for Conrad O'Brien. Newstalk 93 FM, 9 a.m. to midday. Mondays and Tuesdays. Conrad O'Brien, the man is batting for the masses of Jamaica. Tune in, turn on, and be entertained. Conrad O'Brien, straight up, Newstalk 93 FM. Yeah. Mondays to Tuesdays, 9 a.m. to 12 midday. He is the forces battling for the Jamaican people every day. Yeah. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the ways of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law do we meditate day and night. For we shall be like trees planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth our fruit in our season. Our leaves shall not wither, and whatsoever we do shall prosper. We don't discuss the ungodly. My name is Colin Bell, and I'm sitting in this morning for Conrad O'Brien, the fireman, who's on some well-needed rest. So we want to say good morning and welcome to Newstalk 93 FM straight up as we broadcast from the studios of Newstalk 93 FM on the campus of the University of the West Indies. And of course, if you want to phone or text us this morning, not just yet, but let me tell you the numbers. The numbers are 876-212-9824. That's the digital. And if you have a Flow phone, no, that's Flow. And if you have a digital phone, it's 876-426-0919. Of course, we are in very, very interesting times. And last night at the halfway tree, hallelujah, most honorable Prime Minister of Jamaica, Dr. Andrew Michael Holness, went through the formalities, I would say, of calling the election. And I say formalities because on Saturday night in Port Antonio, Dayton Campbell said that the Prime Minister should go to Halfway Tree and tell the people that nomination day is Monday, August 18, and election day would be Wednesday, September 3rd. How did Dayton Campbell know that and could accurately put those dates forward? And I say to you that Dayton could do that, could have done that, because of where the Times brought us. And I was glancing through the papers this morning, and I see where the leader of the opposition, Mark Golding, said, the Gleaner said, Golding said it's unprecedented that the General Secretary was able to, on Saturday night, accurately predict the date. Now, some would also say that this election was called by the Constitution based on where we were at a particular time. So, now that we have the dates, we have the date for nomination, and that's next Monday, and election day is the 3rd of September. In fact, that's what, exactly 5 years, Tanya? I want to say good morning to the producer. You would have heard Conrad talking about Tanya, and I have met her for the first time this morning in person. I've spoken to her a couple of times. So here we are now, getting ready to choose. Somebody saying one Dr. Campbell, never two. But
What is it that the Jamaican people are going to be voting on? And Tanya, I should have sent you this clip before, but I want to send you a clip from Dr. Tufton that we are going to need to play this morning, because this clip was sent to me by a very good friend of mine. And if I never see Dr. Tufton talking, I might not would have believed that this was possible. The understanding I am getting from the clip is that GLP manifesto will not be released this week. And that sounds like a surprise to me. So that's something that we would love to find out. Coming up at 10:10, we're going to be talking to retired Senior Superintendent of Police Steve McGregor. And we are trying our very best to make contact with both general secretaries of the two major political parties here in Jamaica. I send it to you. I'm going to send you an audio file. I don't know if you can access that. Can you? If you can't, I can also send you in an audio format. So, my people, this is a time that we now need to question our representatives. We need to now start asking the pertinent questions. What is it that is going to influence our decision at the poll? I mean, it no make no sense we go around it. We know that some people are hard-nosed comrades and some people are hard-nosed laborites. And whatever you want to bring it down to, they are going to vote for their political party. And you can't argue a man because a man is a hard-nosed comrade or a hard-nosed laborite. Lower man, because every man have their own choice to make up their mind what it is that they want to do and how they want to do it. So, people who are not hard-nosed comrades, are not hard-nosed laborites, want to hear the things that they will find interesting and things that they would want to vote for. And I am also suggesting to all and sundry that one of the things that we as Jamaicans should demand from our political representatives is that we have local debates. Every constituency should organize some local debates for their constituency with the candidates. Both candidates must be able to sit down and articulate a position, what it is that they are going to do for their constituents, and how they're going to get it done. So, that is something that I am just throwing out there. And you have a whole heap of vloggers and bloggers and Jamaica have 20 radio stations, Daniel. Whole heap of radio stations that Jamaica now that should be able to put these together and ensure that these things do happen. So we are calling on civil society as well to do some of the organization of these debates that people can understand what it is that they are going to be voting for. This is Straight Up News Talk 93 FM. And of course, we're going into Collins Take. And remember, I'm sitting in for Conrad O'Brien. My take this morning is about the calling of the election and why so late. In 2020, an election was called 6 months early in the middle of COVID-19. And at that time, anybody could look at it and say that the government called it when they saw that they had an opportunity of winning the election. And so they called it and they won the election. Now, fast forward to 2025. And why the General Secretary of the People's National Party, Dayton Campbell, could have called the date exact on Saturday night in Port Antonio. Because, in my opinion, the Prime Minister did not see a window that the GLP had a clear path to victory. And hence, he delayed and delayed. I remember I told some people on a stage that he wanted to make the calling of election sure, meaning that he would not call election until he was sure about it. Is he sure? Was he sure last night? When I listened to the Prime Minister speak before announcing the date, I heard promises, begging. The Prime Minister promised that school children will ride free for 2 months. What is that? School children will ride free for 2 months. Now when I listen to that, I hear an election, a plea, a beg. Vote for me and I will give you 2 months. And as we are broadcasting from the University of the West Indies, and as we are broadcasting from the University of the West Indies, you also said that tertiary students, Tanya, I dare say everything has been thrown on the kitchen table. Every God Almighty thing is on the kitchen table now. And really, really sad that it come to this. The government said that they are campaigning. It's the first government to campaign on performance. Is that a fact? And we are going to be talking to Conrad at about 9:35 when we come back from the first break. And we also want the callers to call in, because truth, and I am sitting in for a man, the fireman, Conrad O'Brien, who speaks truth to power. And my mantra is simply just the truth. But there's a quote that says truth sounds like hate when you hate the truth. So some people do not like the truth and they resent the truth. But I want to say good morning or maybe good afternoon where she is to my mother, Miss Mary Arthurs, who taught me that truth is an offense. And when you look people in the eye and tell them the truth about their behavior, about themselves, it is something that hurts them. And as a boy growing up, my mother could have cussed, you know. And when I do something wrong, sometimes when my mother cuss me, I prefer she didn't beat me, Tanya. Yeah, sometimes I say, well, no, just beat me and done. Because the words are piercing. And I said, John, no, I prefer take 2 lick more than sit down and take all of the argument here, you know. And she said, yes. I want you to be ashamed. I want you to understand that words are not just win. Because at that time when I was going to school, there was this saying that says, word is win, but blow is unkind. And my mother from that time instilled in me that word sound is power. And words can hurt you, just like how blows can hurt you. So we understand that when we speak the truth, people are upset. I was in another space earlier this morning with my good friend Marlon Morgan. And the whole discussion was about the election. And the host asked to speak about the leaders, what they bring to the table, and what you would want to sell off your leader going into the general election. We have two persons vying for prime minister in Jamaica. And the truth is, one person is certified and one is not. And it's a vexed issue for some people. But it's the truth. One person has been certified for the last 3-4 years, and a summary of his declaration made public, and that's Mark Jefferson Golden. The Integrity Commission has refused or said that they have not found themselves in a position to certify the Prime Minister. And we saw an affidavit from Craig Beresford made public because the Prime Minister took the IC to court. And you know, when you carry somebody to court, you file an affidavit. And the person get time to respond to that affidavit. And each affidavit is shared with the other party. So when the Prime Minister team looked at what Craig Beresford put in his affidavit, the Prime Minister went to court to strike out parts of the affidavit, said it is scandalous and an abuse of power. The Supreme Court ruled that they will not strike it out. And therefore, that affidavit came to public viewing. We realized from the affidavit that from as far back as in the 90s, filing has been made. And the scrutiny started between 2007 coming right up. And there are some questions that the IC said have not been answered. Question like the money that you put in Poland, where did that money come from? And I continue to quote from a song by VC. Some people call him a one-hit wonder. But there's a song called, the name of the song is By His Deeds. In the song it says, Mr. Big Man with your big money plan, tell me where you get your first money from. And that's a serious question. That's the question that the IC is asking the Prime Minister. And therefore, these are questions that must be answered going into this general election. We want to know where the Prime Minister speak of how Mark Golden money come. The Prime Minister speaks about it eloquently. Now, is it true or is it lie? Because in that space I was this morning, Marlon Morgan also spoke about how Mark Golden came by his wealth. But we need to hear how the Prime Minister came by his wealth. This is Straight Up on News Talk 93 FM. Colin Bell sitting in for the fireman, Conrad O'Brien. We take the first break and then we come back with the fireman himself.
corruption in government.
The time by the People's National Party is...
The time on News Talk 93 FM is 9:40.
Property owners, pay your property tax arrears now. Visit your nearest tax office listed Old Harbor and Spanish Town. Pay by cash, debit, or credit card. And take your TRM if you're paying by check. Property tax phase 4. Street lights, garbage collection and disposal, local road rehabilitation and beautification. Contact your tax office or the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation at 876-984-3111 or 984-3112. Avoid legal actions. Pay your property taxes now.
You know the voices. Now, we live the moments.
Can I start by asking you a very simple question?
Yes, dear. Make it very simple.
I'm not really a simple man. I'm not trying to come please.
Already you are building the Jamaicans of the future.
We're ready at the University of the West Indies.
This university and the people of Jamaica are with us all the way through.
The University Archives and NT93 FM present Voices from the Archives. Weekdays at 12:30 p.m., Monday to Thursdays at 6 in the evening, and Sundays at 8 in the morning on News Talk 93 FM.
They will keep Jamaica clean. They also keep Jamaica keep Jamaica clean. Keep Jamaica clean. Our duty to keep our island clean. No be to sun sidewalk and beach. Baggage, ministry, please. Proper garbage disposal. Keep Jamaica clean. Keep Jamaica clean. From the National Solid Waste Management Authority.
Empire Group of Companies is now in the heart of New Kingston to serve you better at 31 Tobago Avenue. Get Empire Stationery and Office Supplies, Empire Restaurant and Hotel Supplies, and Empire Med and Scientific Supplies. Free sales delivery island-wide. Visit their showroom today. Call 876-906-1965-6 or WhatsApp 876-775-2277. Email empirestationery1@gmail.com.
News Talk 93 FM now provides a reminder to ensure your safety in the event of a hurricane this season.
When the hurricane threatens,
Stock up on water and non-perishable foods. Refill prescriptions needed. Make sure you have emergency equipment in your home. These include water boots, raincoats, flashlights, batteries, portable radios, kerosene lamps, and matches. Have simple first aid equipment such as iodine, bandages, eye lotion, etc. at home. Fill your car with gas to avoid long lines after the hurricane. Also fill containers for portable generators. Park your car in a place that is safe from falling trees and utility poles. Turn off electricity from main switch 24 hours before the storm is expected to hit. Unplug major appliances. That was a reminder for precautionary measures to ensure your safety in the event of a hurricane this season.
the following is paid for by the People's National Party.
Student loan debt should not hold back your future. The PNP government will cap loan payments based on your actual income. If you're not earning, you will not have to pay. Education will be a ladder to your future and the opportunity to succeed. I am Mark Golding. Jamaica, time comes for a better life.
The proceeding was paid for by the People's National Party.
Are you looking for exceptional dental care? Then look no further, because Wellington Dental is here to serve you. We offer dental care for both adults and children. At Wellington Dental, we know that a visit to the dentist might be mind-blowing, but don't let that stop you from getting the dental care you need. We have trained therapists to help alleviate your anxiety and make you feel so relaxed. You feel like you're at home. Wellington Dental, located at 57 Wellington Street, Spanish Town. We look forward to serving you.
Hey, people, I don't want to hear the facts, the authentic facts. And the fireman Conrad O'Brien, and him of that lock. People, more fire, Mr. Lock. People, more fire, Mr. Conrad O'Brien. More fire. Keep it blazing. Conrad O'Brien, I say no more, this too much. O'Brien, I say no more, this too much. Kapabati line long till the boko. The garrison eager them want fix up. Hey, more fire. Hey, fireman, Mr. Conrad O'Brien, more fire. Keep it busy.
News story mentions war. Heard everywhere. Welcome back to News Talk 93 FM. We're going to be joined by the fireman shortly, but there's a clip with Dr. Tufton. He was asked about the GLP manifesto. All right, so you have it ready now, Tanya? All right, let's go to that clip before.
Manifesto.
Well, we have to take it in stages.
When will the JLP be releasing the manifesto?
Well, we have to take it in stages. We released an achievements document. We have been in office for 9+.
When will the JLP be releasing the manifesto?
Well, we have to take it in stages. We released an achievements document. We are in office for 9+ years, and I think it's important for us to remind and demonstrate that we have been there with a purpose and that people are better off because of that. Once we get that through the population, and it is a work in progress, we will then release the manifesto, which is the aspirational document for where we will go. Can't say this week or next, but it certainly will be released before the time and discussions around it take place.
Can you say how many seats the JLP is predicting for this election?
Well, look at it this way. All 63 seats are up for grabs in this competitive.
But you must be working towards a number, Dr. Tom.
Well, we intend to win the majority of the seats, and all candidates that we have and are fielding qualified to be a member of parliament, and we're going to work with all of them. But ultimately, we know that it's a competitive process, and what is important is that we remain in government, so we continue the work of the party and the government.
Dr. Tufton, the non-certification of the Prime Minister's statutory declarations continue to be a hot-button topic on the campaign trail. What discussions have the hierarchy of the JLP had on the issue?
Well, look at it this way. We have discussions all the time on a range of issues. As it relates to the Prime Minister's own issues with the IC, I think he is well within his right to exercise the option of challenging some of the conclusions that have been drawn. I believe all of us have that right. It's a right that we have fought for as a people, whether you're on one side or the other. And I think we must allow that process to take its course. He has major issues with some of the conclusions or the findings. And he, like every Jamaican, or the findings. And he, like every Jamaican, deserves the opportunity to make his point and to use the courts if necessary. So we don't have an issue with it. In fact, we don't think the Jamaican people are as bothered with that as our detractors, our opponents are. We believe that the Jamaican people are about water, it's about roads, it's about jobs, it's about poverty reduction. And those are the things that we have done well in. And the Prime Minister has been the leader of that process as head of the cabinet. So we believe people see a lot more positive in Andrew Holness than by the distractions of some of the other things, which may be necessary to ventilate. We're not saying that, I'm not saying that, but I think he is entitled to due course just like anyone else.
Yeah, so you heard Christopher Tufton. Obviously, their opponents are not Jamaicans. Conrad, morning.
Hi, Colin. How you doing, man? How you doing? Greetings to yourself and everybody at home there. And here you're rolling, Colin, and you know, I'm well pleased. I want to say good morning to my producer. Please want to say good morning to my producer, the hardworking Tanya Richards. And indeed, I'm sure you're in good hands there, Colin. You're in capable hands.
Yes.
And I'm sure, I think it's with Maureen working today. I know she will ensure that you get a cup of tea.
A cup of coffee will be quite in order because I had a cup of coffee earlier, not from New Stock, but I was asking where's the coffee in the coffee. Conrad, you heard Dr. Tufton a while ago, and a couple of things out of that interview. He said the Jamaican people are not bothered about the Prime Minister's statutory filing not being certified. Is that so? Is he reading the room correctly?
You know, Colin, that jumped out at me, and I would like to just point to Christopher. And I would like to refer to Christopher as a friend. Somebody I know for ages. As a matter of fact, we grew up in the same district, a district in northwest Manchester called Greenvale. I'm from a little area called Confidence Avenue, and he grew up in the housing scheme, one of the first housing scheme that was built by the People's National Party in the 70s. And, you know, I must tell you that when I heard Christopher as someone who, Colin, you know, guard integrity zealously, I cringed. And I am saying that I think that Chris is reading the room very, very wrong. For the first time, Colin, polls after polls show corruption at number 2. It is the very first time that we have ever had a prime minister that is directly fingered in what is called illicit enrichment. No illicit enrichment, Colin. For those people who are saying, right? It's really a sophisticated term to say, listen, you're right. It's really a sophisticated term to say, listen, you literally stole money. It cannot be accounted for. That is what illicit enrichment do. You can't account for how your money has been acquired. And you could basically put it in the realm of chopping and so on, you know, and all of those sort of things. You have not worked for it. And that is it. And I believe that this time around, Colin, the people of Jamaica is looking at that. And for Chris to say that, listen, he don't believe that the people of Jamaica have any concern. Of course, the people of Jamaica have concern as it relates to, you know, whether people are honest, especially when you're talking about the chief servant.
You know what I read that? You know what I read that to mean, Ruby? That the people of Jamaica don't understand. He's saying to us that the people of Jamaica don't understand how our country is run. Because if you can say that a prime minister who is under investigation for probably stealing from the country's coffer, and I use the word probably, we don't sure. But the fact that you are under investigation for illicit enrichment as a prime minister, it is saying that the institution that is put in place to guard the coffers, to ensure that those who are managing it are not dipping their hands in the till, and to tell us that, okay, the prime minister is in good stead, we can vote for him. They are saying that we can't vote for this prime minister, and Christopher is saying to the people, saying to us, because obviously he's saying that the people of Jamaica don't care. It's only the comrades who are their opponent is basically talking about this. So he's saying that there's a lack of understanding on the part of Jamaica. Do you read it that way?
Absolutely, Colin. And what it also shows, I think what the effrontery of all of this is to know that the Prime Minister has taken the body that was instituted by the Parliament of the land to court to basically struck down the very section of the law or of the act that basically have him under investigation. And that cannot argue well, Colin. And, you know, what Chris is actually saying is that, listen, Jamaican people don't care how you make your money. If you want to be, and I'm speaking broadly now, if you want to thief it or not. So what Chris is saying is that, listen, to all young man, just go out there and make money, no matter how you make the money. Once you have money, Jamaican people don't care. And we can't run a country that it's a bad example. I believe that Christopher should be ashamed of himself this morning to have gone that route. And he hasn't answered the question, because the question was asked, what are the possible concerns? Is it been discussed in the halls of the Jamaica Labour Party. Is Christian saying to us that nobody in the Labour Party cares about this? So it's not worthy of discussion? Those are some big questions on the eve of the general election, Colin. I believe that all of those things must be on the ballot. Integrity will be winning the ballot bigly.
As a man in mainstream media, Conrad, and I'm sitting in for Conrad this morning. The man I'm talking to on the phone is actually the host of this program. And as people in mainstream media, Conrad, I would want to believe that the Prime Minister will be giving a number of interviews going into the election. He can't hide from the media. What position should the fourth estate take with this Prime Minister going into the election? Should this question be first and front of any question, any interview given by the Prime Minister?
I think you know my answer to that, Colin. Certainly, it should be a question that put to the Prime Minister is in a undiluted form. You know, I go further. That I know that there are some of us, I'm not going to call other colleague name, but I'm sure that myself and some of us, we believe that the Prime Minister is not even fit for purpose to be on the ballot going into the general election. And they're aware that there's no law that is basically barring from so, but based on the whole business of we're talking about the fact that integrity matters and so on and so forth. And once a prime minister, it happens to be Andrew Holness now, but once a prime minister or a leader of the party, or indeed any persons who are offering themselves to be a political representative, once they find themselves in that position, then certainly they should not be on the ballot. And that is why I'm in total agreement with Mark Jefferson Golden, Mark E.G., where he said that he will be revisited the gap clause on the Integrity Commission. Because remember, Colin, outside of the Prime Minister himself, we have about 12 more persons who are under investigation for illicit enrichment. And from all accounts, based on the utterance that we get from Mark Golden, the president of the PNP, he's saying that he has consulted all his members and get from them in writing that they are not being written to by the Integrity Commission for illicit enrichment. And our understanding is that once you're under investigation for illicit enrichment, you're aware, you're written to. So it leaves us now to deduce from that all of those persons are on the Jamaica Labour Party side, and we should know who they are. We know Mr. Holness is one, but we should be aware of all the others. But because what you're cast their vote blindly, for persons who are rather good in illicit enrichment. So, those are things that we should be concerned about.
People should be asking these questions of their candidate going into the election. But the other thing coming out of that clip, Conrad, is that Dr. Tufton is saying that he's not sure when the JLP manifesto will be released. That shocked me. And you see, Conrad, I listen to a lot of people, even on the political platform. And one of the things that was on PNP platform is they were saying that the GLP, they were afraid to call the election. They are not ready. Is it now proven? The fact that Dr. Tufton is saying that, don't know if the manifesto is going to be released this week or next week. Is it now coming to fore that GLP wasn't really ready to call the election?
Yes, it shows. We could easily deduce that, Colin. But what also shows, what I would also be demanding this morning of every practitioner in media, even social media, to be asking the question, why the Jamaica Labour Party in government call an election and don't have a manifesto that is ready to present. I gather the government call an election and don't have a manifesto that is ready to present. I gather the PNP will be launching their manifesto tomorrow.
But
right?
one would hold on, Conrad, because if I were advising the PNP, I would have told them all off. Why is it that the government who called the election cannot release the manifesto today?
Well, that's a big question, and it also, if you really want to drill down into the whole business of being cynical, what it begs the question: is the Labour Party understanding that PNP would be launching their manifesto tomorrow, and they want to have the PNP put out their manifesto so they can look at it and basically pick it apart? And if the PNP is listen, we're going to be building one house, they say they will be building three. That kind of thing. And that is why the PNP is has always been somewhat weary in putting out their manifesto. So I expect the fourth estate to be government. Where is your manifesto? Because if you're in charge and you basically announce the election, as a matter of fact, I believe that the manifesto should be available at the political meeting last night, maybe in hard copy somewhat, or points from it, and basically put out there. But on the other hand, Colin, what we know for sure is that I believe that there are some main points of the PNP manifesto. While we don't get it in our document form to say this is the manifesto, but take, for example, the whole business of education, that first in the family to that will be going to tertiary institution, university or college. That's a biggie for the PNP. The whole business of what Mr. Holness made a boo-boo of himself, in my view, last night on the campaign, the platform, where he questioned the whole business of the teachers being relieved of their loan, the student loan.
Conrad,
yeah?
Was Mr. Holness really sure about the things you were talking about last night? Because he started that discussion and ended it by saying, a youngster say, if you get forgiveness for your student loan, how me I go get mine? Isn't the student loan a revolving fund? Yes, but something that government from time to time put money into?
That is so, but also I think Mr. Holness misunderstand the whole business of that, because the PNP did not say that they will be writing off everybody's loan. They talk about a specific group, which is the teachers. And I was talking to an educator here in the United States, a PhD, just this morning, and she was saying to me that she believed that has winning written all over it, because it is something that is done worldwide, and especially in Jamaica at this time, Colin, when we are suffering from a teacher attrition. Teachers are leaving the classroom. You need to put everything in the mix there in order to retain the brightest and the best.
I say to people, it is too expensive for us not to retain our teachers. But I tell you one more hypocrisy I heard last night in the speech regarding the same issue. He said that it would be unfair just to give teachers that forgiveness, and when government are doing things that to be fair across the board. I want to ask the Prime Minister, when the ministers of government get 200 odd salary increase, why was that not used the same way? 200 odd % increase. Why was that not went across the board if you're talking about fairness?
That is so, Colin, and what you find, you recognize that what happened, in my view, my word, the Prime Minister is suffering from what people would describe as a kind of meltdown. Just looking at the Prime Minister himself, he's not even his usual self, and it shows that he's under pressure. The Prime Minister has not gone on the podium last night being a confident man. I just want to say something, Colin, in the interest of time, that if you notice, last night being a confident man. I just want to say something, Colin, in the interest of time, that if you notice there was a lot of youngsters at that meeting. And when I say youngsters, I'm not talking about people who can vote, people who were on 15, 16 years old, a lot of young girls, even, and I saw where those young girls were out there done in party shirts and so on. Wonder if they were supervised, because it could very well be that these young girls were actually lured out of their home to don these colors and out there with even men who are twice or three times their age. And they were basically at bay when the question was asked them, what were they doing there? As so, and some of them say, well, we just come with us of the ride and so on and that kind of thing. And it shows, Colin, that, a lot of people in that crowd certainly cannot participate in the electoral process at all, While I can understand.
We are at 6 minutes going up to 10 o'clock, and you're listening to Straight Up on News Talk 93 FM, coming to you from University of the West Indies, Mona, Kingston, Jamaica. We're talking to Conrad O'Brien, fireman. My name is Colin Bell, and I am sitting in for Conrad O'Brien. Conrad, we listened to the clip with Dr. Tufton. The interviewer asked him, how many seats are you looking at? And Dr. Tufton started a break dance. Is break dance a disco, or I don't know if I'm broke limited about it. What do you think of the dance?
Well, again, I can understand, because Chris probably didn't want to go down that route in a direct way, because certainly maybe he didn't want to give a figure and he would be wrong. However, when you are a campaign director, as I think he is, certainly, you'll be buoyed, and you would at least have a particular ballpark that you'll be working with, and you'll be able to talk boldly. When you listen to people on the PNP side, they are, based on their canvas, their poll, their numbers, they are not shying away from basically calling a number of seats. So it seems as if the JLP is not confident at all. But Colin, this is what happened. This is 9 years, going to 10 years, that the JLP is on the trot. And contrary to what they would want you to believe, the fact of the matter is that the majority of Jamaicans' lives are better or are worse off. No, the fact is that the amount of goods and services that $6,200 could in 2016, $16,000 cannot purchase that. No, and that is just the hardcore fact. Even though we talk about a higher employment rate, the fact is that about 700,000 people of our people who are in the work age are staying away from the work. Some are basically depending and getting $100 the United States from a family member, because they work. Some are basically depending and getting $100 the United States from a family member, because the $16,000 cannot suffice to take them to work, to the Conrad, and buy a little food.
Somebody in my chat room at Portland Spice, they're asking me if you know Andrew Wallace as a teacher. Last night he said that he was a teacher and he's still a teacher. You knew of that?
No, I don't know. I don't know him as a teacher. And I myself, Colin, as I said before, I would have done a little bit of assistant here and there, but I would not describe myself as a teacher. We all impart knowledge from time to time.
Yes.
So, or what we know from time to time. So maybe this is going down that route. But in terms of being a qualified teacher, I don't know him to be so. I know for sure that it is said that the only job that Mr. Holness have ever had that you could describe as a job outside of the politics was when he worked as an aide in the office of then leader of opposition Edward Siaga, where he was basically mentored somewhat and he was thrust into the seat where he is now. It maybe wasn't even seen as somebody who would have won that seat, but nonetheless he was there as a filler. Must to give him credit, he worked hard, he won that seat, and he pulled himself up. But that does not negate the fact that we are going to ask the tough question and so on. And you can't be coming the politics from literally nothing, and now you amass a lot of wealth. And when people ask the question, all you can hear is that people are bad mind and so on. No, because it simply means that we should never, ever have the police going after the youngsters who basically went down there, whether in Montego Bay, Mandeville,
well, Conrad, you know how the time works here.
Sorry, let's finish the thought. Go anywhere across the country and basically amass their wealth to chopping. We should not go after them.
All right.
Because if it is okay for you to go after the Prime Minister investigation, then why would you go after the youth? Yes, Colin.
You know how the time works here, and we are right up on the break. So I want to thank you. And next week you'll be back in the chair. So give thanks and enjoy your holidays. We talk later.
Thanks a lot for coming in and doing the job. All right.
Yes, man. You're listening to News Talk 93 FM. This is Straight Up. We go for a break. When we come back, we have much more right here on News Talk 93 FM.
Scandal and corruption in government. Time come, a progress I deal with it. Long run with BNP department must come. The time by the People's National Party is.
The time on News Talk 93 FM is.
Congress has approved a White House committed to our mission of informing the public, increasing your understanding of the world, and enriching everyday life. But without federal funding, we are relying on your support now more than ever. Please give today at donate.npr.org. Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Kristen Bright. President Trump is scheduled to share more information at a news conference this hour on his plan to address public safety in Washington, D.C. He says it involves, quote, ending the crime, murder, and death in the nation's capital. Violent crime is down in the city. NPR's Danielle Kurtz-Laban reports. In a social media post during the weekend, President Trump said he will announce his plans for the city with a focus on crime and cleanliness in the District of Columbia. In another post, he wrote, quote, the homeless have to move out immediately. Trump added that Muriel Bowser, Washington, D.C.'s Democratic mayor, quote, is a good person who has tried, but she has immediately. Trump added that Muriel Bowser, Washington, D.C.'s Democratic mayor, quote, is a good person who has tried, but she has been given many chances. Statistics from D.C.'s Metropolitan Police Department show violent crime has been falling after a 2023 peak. President Trump's recent anger over D.C. crime seems to have been spurred by an assault in the city of a federal employee and former DOJ staffer. Danielle Kurtz-Laban, NPR News. A trial begins today over President Trump's deployment of the National Guard to Los Angeles. The president sent thousands of troops to the city for immigration enforcement in June. It sparked days of unrest and protests. Governor Gavin Newsom sued the federal government. It's a 3-day non-jury trial, which means the judge will decide. President Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin are scheduled to meet Friday to discuss ending Russia's war in Ukraine. The full-scale war is in its 4th year. The two leaders will hold talks in Alaska. The U.S. ambassador to NATO, Matthew Whitaker, says he believes progress in the week ahead is possible.
While it's been slow and it hasn't been certainly revolutionary, there have been some successes in this dialogue that President Trump has created between Russia and Ukraine, between himself and Russia, and between himself and Ukraine.
Whitaker spoke to NPR's Morning Edition. Vice President Vance said over the weekend the U.S. is trying to bring Putin and Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky to the table. EU foreign ministers are meeting today to discuss the war and the positions of its 27 countries. Stocks opened mixed this morning as investors wait for new inflation data this week. NPR's Scott Horsley reports the Dow slipped about 30 points in early trading.
The Labor Department is set to report new cost of living figures tomorrow. Forecasters say core inflation could top 3% as President Trump's tariffs begin to push the cost of imported goods higher. Headline inflation should be a bit lower, however, thanks to a drop in gasoline prices. Treasury Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent is in temporary command at the IRS following the ouster of IRS Commissioner Billy Long last week. Long, who's an auctioneer and former Missouri congressman, was dismissed after less than 2 months on the job. The shakeup continues a turbulent period at the tax collection agency, which has lost thousands of workers as it prepares to implement the tax changes in the big GOP budget bill. Scott Horsley News, Washington.
This is NPR. U.S. women's gymnastics has one of its youngest national champions. As NPR's Matt Bloom reports, 17-year-old Ashley Rivera came out on top in last night's finals in New Orleans.
Rivera earned her first all-around first-place title with top scores in 3 events: balance beam, uneven bars, and floor exercise. It marks the New Jersey team's latest high-profile win after helping the U.S. women's team earn gold in the Paris Olympics last summer. Here's Rivera speaking to NBC after coming off her winning floor routine.
So much work in the gym, hard work, blood, sweat, and tears. So I'm just so grateful that I'm here today.
Fellow Olympian Leanne Wong nabbed second. The two are early favorites to represent the U.S. at the World Championships in Indonesia this fall and Summer Games in Los Angeles in 2028. Matt Bloom, NPR News, New Orleans.
A federal judge in Manhattan today rejected the Trump administration's request to release grand jury transcripts. These stemmed from the Justice Department investigation into sex offender Jeffrey Epstein's longtime confidant, Ghislaine Maxwell. The Texas State House will attempt to reconvene today. About 50 Democratic representatives left the state to block Republican efforts to redraw congressional maps that favor the GOP. President Trump is trying to pick up 5 congressional seats in Texas ahead of the midterm elections next year. I'm Kristen Wright, and this is NPR News in Washington.
Support for NP. Listen to this podcast sponsor-free on Amazon Music with a Prime membership or any podcast app by subscribing to NPR News Now Plus at plus.npr.org. That's plus.npr.org.
Contact News Talk 93 FM today via phone at 876-927-1660. Extension 2475 or 876-427-9955. Email us at newstalk93fmsales@gmail.com. 9955. Email us at newstalk93fmsales@gmail.com. Visit our website at www.newstalk93fm.net.
Are you looking for exceptional dental care? Then look no further, because Wellington Dental is here to serve you. We offer dental care for both adults and children. At Wellington Dental, we know that a visit to the dentist might be mind-boggling, but don't let that stop you from getting the dental care you need. We have trained therapists to help alleviate your anxiety and make you feel so relaxed you feel like you're at home. Wellington Dental, located at 57 Wellington Street, Spanish Town. We look forward to serving you.
Kenmore Shoe Manufacturing Company Limited, located in Greendale, Spanish Town. We manufacture custom-made clothes and shoes. For the best quality in uniform, corporate wear, safety, and school shoes, visit Kenmore Shoe Manufacturing Company Limited. Kenmore, the best for sure. Call us today at 876-632-8018. Email us at ken_MOR20.
Actor broadcaster Justin Hahn invites you to join him on a journey of music, interviews, and positive thoughts that will move your feet, warm your heart, and revive your soul. Tune in to the Vintage Lounge, Sundays 10 a.m. to 12 noon. The lyric, the music, and the mood will take you back to the wonderful memories of days gone by. Pause a while, relax, and enjoy the Vintage Lounge, Sundays 10 a.m. to 12 noon on News Talk 93 FM. Heard everywhere.
Straight Up with host Conrad O'Brien live from the studios of News Talk 93 FM comes to Fit FM 96.7 Toronto's Radio, Mondays at 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Tune in for the news, interviews, and live recorded interaction with the Fireman Conrad O'Brien on Straight Up Live from the studios of News Talk 93 FM and simulcast on Fit FM 96.7, FitFMJA.com, Chilani's Radio, Fit FM, your life, your music.
You know the voices. Now we live the moments.
Can I start by asking you a very simple question?
Yes, dear, make it very simple.
I'm not your yesterday man, and I'm not Johnny come lately.
Already you are building the Jamaica of the future.
We're ready at the University of the West Indies. This university and the people of Jamaica are with us all the way through.
The University Archives and NT93 FM present Voices from the Archives. Weekdays at 12:30 p.m., Monday to Thursdays at 6 in the evening, and Sundays at 8 in the morning on News Talk 93 FM.
To participate on our programs, call, WhatsApp, or text us at 876-212-9824 or 876-462-0919. And you'll follow us on Instagram at The following hour is brought to you by Wellington Dental, 57 Wellington Street, Spanish Town. Wellington Dental, providing dental care at its best.
Straight Up on News Talk 93 FM. And of course, today's a Monday, so we simulcast with Fit FM. That's Fit 96.7 FM. And they're also online at fitja.com and their affiliate station, Caribbean Vibes Radio in Cape Cod, Massachusetts, and the Wayne All Network in Atlanta. Yeah, and big up yourself and thanks for joining us. We are going into the spotlight guest this morning, and we have with us retired guest this morning, and we have with us retired senior superintendent of police, and may I dare say, Comrade Steve McGregor, who is the People's National Party representative in Central Kingston. And I want to talk to the retired senior superintendents of police about some of the things that have been happening in Central Kingston. Comrade McGregor, good morning.
Blessings, my brother, blessings.
I'm not afraid to call you comrade, because I'm not tell lie. My name is Colin Bell. I'm a member of the People's National Party from the East.
When I was a police officer for 41 years, I was a balanced police officer. I never show my colors, but growing up in Franklin Town, under Michael Manley, Margaret Taylor, there's no other party that I could support. Continue my leadership trek towards assisting my country onto a better path.
And it's the right of every Jamaican to choose a political party of their choice. And we have no problem with a Labour right being a Labour right and a PNP being a PNP once we understand that we are all human beings, we are all Jamaica, and what should be first is Jamaica. Steve, how would you describe the current security situation down there in Central Kingston, and what are the immediate actions that could be taken?
Well, there has been some misinformation and all of that. Right now, there's no issue of any party and party violence in the constitution, which I'm happy for. And I know my opponent can easily say that too. You know, so going into the election now, we just want the police to be on their toes because we know it will be a hotly contested election and we'll have some areas within the space that from I was a police officer until now, during election time, we know what can happen. So Steve, the police officers are up to, yeah.
Well, Mr. McGregor, let me understand you clearly. You're saying that there are no political tension in Central Kingston?
None whatsoever, I can say. There were some things that happened that tried to mislead, but there's nothing. The two incidents that caused people to think that there was anything violent happening in Central Kingston, and I hope that the cause not to happen now. One happened along Itchin Street when the JLP had a meeting up there, and that was clearly shown that it had to do with some little internal uprising, and that didn't cause any ripple effect. It was within the party something happened up there. And then the other thing that happened down at Southside never had nothing to do with the People's National Party. No party supporters, no reason to be down Southside. So all that happened there was related within their realm. And I'm not seeing any spillover from that either. You know what I mean? It was misrepresented, and I've either, you know what I mean? It was misrepresented, and I've spoken about it. But right now, all we have is energy, 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 energy in Central Kingston from where I sit. We have a united, and this is a critical part, a united People's Party's team in Central Kingston. It's not like what happened in 2020, where there was some divisiveness, COVID, and some little other things. We have fixed that. I have used my influence to fix that. So my people are now working on the mass meeting on Saturday, which will be in Osha Simpson Square. How we will support that, and we know right after that, it is nomination day. So it's a bevy of activity at my office. My campaign team, they are working day and night, you know what I mean? I have a team around me. I am so upbeat, you would believe me, my friend.
But people are saying that you can't win that constituency.
Well, I don't know who are the people you're talking to.
The GP, they are saying that they have been doing, they are saying that they have been doing good work in the constituency. They have it covered, and one of the things we're also hearing that is them have a whole it up there and wash with cash, and therefore they are going to use the money to wash you out.
Well, I don't know. I've heard that. Listen, the Prime Minister went through the era a couple of days ago with his candidate, his MP, and he was saying he's seeing fear vex faces. And it's obvious the vex faces was for him and his team, the few people that he had with him. We went through Central Kingston twice with my party leader at my presentation and at my campaign launch. And you will see clips of what was happening. Some of the places where we go, all the JLP people and we get out. When they were walking, nobody wanted to see them. But I know that they have been hearing the whole argument about money and buyout. But my people have shown them from in the local government election where they did the same thing and it didn't work. So the people are getting wise to this. We have an MP that is a Southside MP. It's just now that he's trying to go to the other places and realizing that he's an MP for the whole Central Kingston when it's too late.
But
you know what I mean?
Sir McGregor, you would admit that there are a lot of social and economical issues in Central Kingston. How are you planning to deal with those? You become the Member of Parliament in a couple of weeks.
I've sent out my manifesto. I've been going around. I've been telling them the low-hanging fruits that will fix. The first thing is that our young people. Now I have a cadre of young people around me. I have, 500 young people that we have a listing on. When we go out and do our canvas, I make up a skills bank for mainly our young people. So I know what they can do and how I can easily place them into fitting jobs when we take government. We are going to set up a system where the young people will assist the younger ones because we have more single parent households. So we are going to do a homework program. We have found 4 places already where there were abandoned buildings. The owners have already agreed to partner with me. So as I said, go after winning the election, we can start that. So we use the brighter ones to teach the younger ones. We'll assist the brighter ones to get their degree and give them the necessary assistance to do that. So we are on our way where that is concerned. We have already started to tell the people of the small business to get them registered. Because a lot of the people who are in our lower income, because it's a flat line where that is concerned. You know, we don't have any upscale area within Central Kingston. So it's only small entrepreneurs we have. I said, get your business register so we can assist to push you off rather than you stretching out your hand where these people can give you 5,000 and 10,000. We only going to use that to floss. We have a team of people who will give them a crash program, training on how to be money business entrepreneurs. They will start, and the little profit they make, they squander it, and the business fall through.
But sometimes it's not squander, so McGregor. They have to eat out of the business too.
Well, put it in a better way, your word. Yes, but what I say, want them to make them into better managers.
Yes.
So they can sustain the business and keep it going. You understand? So we are working along those lines to work with it. I found location for the housing plan that my party lead and the hierarchy is planning for the country. Within my space, we want that in my space. We have the location for that.
How many houses can you take?
We can take 300-400 at the first go.
So McGregor, you must.
I have locations for that.
Must admit that
the location,
you must admit that something has shifted in Central Kingston. This is the constituency of the great Michael Joshua Manley. Ronald Twaits, and we lost it 2020. What shifted then?
Well, I am looking at
Ronald Twaits, and we lost it 2020. What shifted then?
Well, I am looking at it as an aberration, because if you look at the continuous ownership that we had on it, in 2020, Imani tried her utmost best. She's supportive of me. She was abroad. She's coming back now. She said, Steve, I'm on the train with you. Coming next week. So she's going to just want me to win, even just to vindicate the kind of interest that she had in it. We had COVID. We had the violence in 2020 down there, and there was this disconnect. There was a disconnect, and it had to do, I don't love to call the person name. There's this little man.
Yeah, because I was just about to ask you about the Lawrence Rule factor.
And the part that he played in that 2020, where he sell out Imani totally and pretended to be on the PMP ticket and went on podium recently and said he voted for the people in Moima support in the 2020 election, and he was an integral part of the PMP system during that time.
Yes,
so you can just imagine the kind of deception and thing that was going on. So I saw what reached Imani, and I said, this cannot reach Steve McGregor.
But what effect will he have now? Being a full Labourite supporting the Labour Party, what effect will he have on your campaign?
Well, my people, they don't even want to see him. I hear him speaking about him still have influence. That is what he's saying. I have the place the where I want it. We are running the stretch now. We're running the stretch going into the election. So I just have to keep my people up to the task and get them going. So I'm not thinking about that. I'm having on a blinkers. I'm looking straight at the winning post down here, and my people are ready. When I started my first reconnection link, that is when I started in January, I would have 10 or so people walking with me going around. We did the whole constituency. And now, if I knock upon 50, 60 people behind me. Just last week we had a walkthrough, and we did a spot meeting at the corner of Wildman Street and Charles Street. And we had nearly 200 people there. And it was just a spot meeting.
Yes.
Because the music truck was playing. So I know the people are energized. They are ready to go. It's just keeping them up to the work. I tell them just to beware of the Greeks bearing gifts, and I tell them, I used to go to Sunday school, and I tell them about that. Just beware of that. That is not going to help us. So we're on, man. We're marching on to victory.
We know it's an area that can get volatile. How is the police working with community leaders to build trust and improve cooperation from the residents?
Well, the police has been good so far, and they have given us the commitment that they are going to do everything during the campaign period, which they have been doing. Every walk I have, they will get satellite coverage. They still have their plan for nomination day, for election day, and I trust that. You know, I was a part of that system for 41 years. So I have that connection, trust that. You know, I was a part of that system for 41 years. So I have that connection and I keep on linking with them. I do nothing without informing the police. And they say they have it covered. So I have all confidence in them that they will do their side. But you know, as a security-minded person, and I've been in it, been there and done that, I have my system in place. And I know where my challenge can come up. So I have my security team. We are doing all that we will do to ensure that we have a safe election and my people feel safe to come out and vote early.
Steve McGregor, let's look at some national issues because being a senior superintendent, coming on the PNP ticket, people are looking to you for some form of guidance, and under PNP administration, there are some expectation that you will be a part of the executive. The government is touting that murders are down by 40%. What are your views on that?
All right. At the same time, when the police made that announcement, which is good, and it's not the first time that we have a downward tick in murders, and it is good on the part of the police. Here where my credit is going, on the part of the police. Proximity policing that they have been doing and going out to make the citizens a centerpiece in whatever they are doing. So consistency will be the order of the day. But at the same time, when they announce the reduction in murders, they announce an uptick in mass shooting. And a lot of people, it kind of slipped by them. At the same time that we had a downward tick in murders, we had an upward tick in mass shooting. Where mass shooting come from? Gang-related violence,
yes,
organized crime. You see, like with the policeman in St. James, so sad.
Send condolences to him and his family.
Yes, you know, this is what we're talking about. So mass shooting ignites the fear of crime, and we kind of lose part where that is the fear of crime is even more serious than crime itself.
Yes,
because when a country is gripped in a situation where you want to go out and you're not certain if you should go and what you should do, that impact business and everything across the board. In my constituency now in Parade Gardens, there is a Zozo on. A lot of people don't know. It's just the blockages that the Giant Police Force put up, and they have something. They hardly man it. You hardly see the soldiers and put that you're going to move that Zozo. They will say no, because the fear of crime is there. They still think within their minds that there might be a drive-by or some kind of reprisal for some murder that took place some time ago. Because remember, this is a country that is murdering over 1,200 people per year for the last 20 years, you know.
So are you saying that people are not sleeping with their doors and their windows open at this time?
No way they can do it. But, as I said, it is a good sign for the police. So the police now has to be consistent of the law, the commissioner for the young commanding officers that he has put in the command structure. So these people will go out and do the connect with the citizenry. So the citizens are a part of any kind of strategy that you will use to police them. These things are things that I used to craft. Most of these social intervention strategies that help to guide the command structure were crafted by me.
But Sir McGregor, you said that you're giving police the credit for what is happening now. But when murders are high, we blame the government. Why so?
Well, I don't know about that. But it is good. But it is not something we can rest on our laurels on. We have a plan. We have a team on the security side, which I will be a part of, to ensure that the police is more consistent. Right now, the police are not as motivated as they should.
Why so?
People are trying to say, because they are not satisfied with the kind of assistance that they are getting from the police. The police had asked for some.
You mean from the government?
Yes. They had asked for some ambulances, 2 years ago, just to move, and even like, for argument's sake, the policeman that got injured.
Yeah.
They would have something that is more efficient for them to do it. They have not gotten that. their whole overtime payment. This has been going on for 3-4 years, and it has not yet been sorted out. If you listen to the Federation chairman, she was very disgruntled the other day speaking about salary and emolument. So they make this false claim to say that they put the police in a priority list when it is not so.
So tell me something, Sir McGregor. The election is the 3rd of September. PNP win, as I said earlier, a lot of us are expecting you to be a part of that Ministry of Community Safety and Security. What will you tell the police this morning to get them comfortable if PNP win the next election?
Well, as I've already started to send the signal to them, in need of a highlight. Somebody that has been there and done that. 41 years. Representational Federation, Officers Association. I have Warren James. I know what they need, how to get it done. Let me tell you about something that relates to the retirement settlement. I retired the Jamaica Constabulary Force in January.
Sir McGregor. Don't lose the thought. We are up on the break. We're going to take the break, and when we come back, we want you to tell us about that whole retirement, because policemen retire and are suffer like dog, can't get them pension and all of these kind of things. So think about that. We take the break. You're listening to Straight Up on News Talk 93 FM. My name is Colin Bell, sitting in for the fireman, Conrad O'Brien. Soon come back, we're talking to retired Senior Superintendent of Police and candidate for Central Kingston, Steve McGregor. Soon come.
The time by the People's National Party is...
The time on News Talk 93 FM is 10:30.
Contact News Talk 93 FM today via phone at 876-927-1660, extension 2475, or 876-427-9955. Email us at newstalk93fmsales@gmail.com. Visit our website at www.newstalk93fm.net.
Property owners, pay your property tax arrears now. Visit your nearest tax office, listed Old Harbor and Spanish Town. Pay by cash, debit, or credit card, and take your TRN if you're paying by check. Property tax pays for street lights, garbage collection and disposal, parochial road rehabilitation, and beautification. Contact your tax office or the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation at 876-984-3111 or 984-3112. Avoid legal actions. Pay your property taxes now.
We will keep Jamaica clean. Yes, we keep Jamaica, keep Jamaica, keep Jamaica, keep Jamaica clean. Keep Jamaica, keep Jamaica, keep Jamaica clean. Our duty to keep our island clean. Mobile to Kingston, sidewalk and beach. But it's recycle it, please. Proper garbage disposal. Me put keep Jamaica, keep Jamaica, keep Jamaica clean. Keep Jamaica, keep Jamaica. A message from the National Solid Waste Management Authority.
News Talk 93 FM now provides a reminder to ensure your safety in the event of a hurricane this season.
During a hurricane,
if the house shows signs of breaking up, stay under a table or stand in a sturdy closet. Be prepared for material falling from the ceiling. If your glass windows have not been boarded up, place a large, heavy object in front of the window to protect yourself and others from splintering glass. If you are in a 2-story house, stay on the first floor. If you are in a multiple-story building, take refuge on the first or second floor. Interior stairwells and areas around elevator shafts are usually the strongest part of a building. That was a reminder for precautionary measures to ensure your safety in the event of a hurricane this season.
Group of companies is now in the heart of New Kingston to serve you better at 31 Tobago Avenue. Get Empire Stationery and Office Supplies, Empire Restaurant and Hotel Supplies, and Empire Med and Scientific Supplies. Free same-day delivery island-wide. Visit their showroom today. Call 876-906-1965-6 or WhatsApp 876-775-2275.
877. Email empirestationary1@gmail.com. The following message is brought to you by the People's National Party. This message was brought to you by the People's National Party.
Are you looking for exceptional dental care? Then look no further, because Wellington Dental is here to serve you. We offer dental care for both adults and children. At Wellington Dental, we know the visit to the dentist might be mind-boggling, but don't let that stop you from getting the dental care you need. We have trained therapists to help alleviate your anxiety. You feel like you're at home. Wellington Dental, located at 57 Wellington Street, Spanish Town. We look forward to serving you.
Join Newstalk 93 FM this and every Sunday at 2 p.m. for On Campus, a weekly snapshot of happenings and highlights from the Murray campus of the University of the West Indies. Tune in at 2 p.m. on Sundays as we explore groundbreaking events, trailblazing trends, and interesting personalities from the UWI Mona campus, inspiring excellence, producing leaders. That's On Campus, a weekly snapshot here on Newstalk 93 FM.
To participate on our programs, call, WhatsApp, or text us at 876-212-9824 93 FM. The following hour is brought to you by Wellington Dental, 57 Wellington Street, Spanish Town. Wellington Dental, providing dental care at its best.
Welcome back. We are finishing up an interview with retired Senior Superintendent of Police, Steve McGregor. Steve McGregor is a Portland man, He have roots in Portland, right, Steve?
Not no roots, man. I was born in Moortown, Portland. 100% my roots.
Young Kunku Pikini.
Same, sir.
Pikiboo.
Yeah.
Yes. So, Senior Superintendent, we're talking about policemen who have retired, can't get them pension. I mean, who have served this country well and end up on hard times because the pension take a year and a half, 2 years to come. How are we going to address that going forward?
All right. Listen, I was using myself as an example, and nobody has the networking capability that I have. And I retired in January last 2024.
Mm-hmm.
And the first time that I got any payment relative to pension was in February 2025.
1 year, 1 month.
For 1 year. And up until today's date, I've not yet gotten the final payment. So it tells you, I know that there are police officers that have died after retirement and have not yet gotten their family or nobody gotten settlement. Now, when the People's National Party were in government, Peter Bunting was the Minister of National Security.
Right.
We had retired Commissioner Lucius Thomas, God rest his soul. He was the person that was put in the ministry to oversee the payment structure for police officers when they retire. And it was running smoothly as ever. Police officers would get their settlement within a month or two after retirement. This was shelved when this government took over. We are in this plight. So we are going to fix this because I know that it needs to be fixed. Where it is concerned with police officers acquiring a firearm license, this is a tedious process.
You read my mind. You read my mind.
Police officers who are walking around, well, let me put it this way. When a police officer decides to serve his country and take on the task of being a policeman, he now has a target on his back. There's a sign on his back marked police. So when he finishes his duty, having a Glock pistol or an M16 walking around protecting the country, and he cannot get a keep and care from the police force, because we know the police force don't have enough gun to give police officers to have the police gun. So he would want to apply for a license firearm. I know of 3 police officers that were denied because of where they live. Now, these are two police.
And they are still in the force?
That are in the force, walking around when they are on duty with Glocks, with M16, and you apply to the FLA for a license firearm, and you are told that you are not qualified because of where you live. We are going to fix this, and we are going to ensure that there's a fast lane for all police officers applying for firearm, and we are even looking at the possibility of giving them a concession because they deserve this. With what is happening in our country, remember I told you, it's a country that is murdering, sadly, people 1,200 every year for the last 20 years. It is sadly a very violent society that we have. So if the police officers who are brave enough to put themselves on the front line, we should assist them, or we should put them in a priority position. This is the kind of representation that Steve McGregor will give to the police when he's in the position to do so.
Final question.
All I can say to them is to assist me in the process. Oh, that's all.
Assist you in the process to assist them.
Exactly.
Final question, Sir McGregor. What message would you have to send for the residents who are concerned about their safety and their future in Central Kingston, plus residents of Jamaica who are worried about this election period and any kind of violence might come up from it?
Well, firstly, I would say to them, it has not shown that sign. The supposed closeness of the election in some people's mind, I don't see. I see that we are way ahead and we are going to win easily. But it is viewed as a very important election, probably the most important one since we got the most important one. So the height is there. So I'm telling them just to stay calm, don't be dissuaded by misinformation, stay close to their campaign team and find out what is happening. In Central Kingston, you have no need to be feared. Just hold straight, don't let anybody press your button in the layman term or try to agitate you or try to inject anything like that. Any kind of threat or so, report it to the police. We have a line, they will report it to me too, but that is between me and the constituency.
And your constituency.
Yes. But I must say, I am happy that nothing has cropped up for me or for me to tell my people that they are not to feel safe. They can feel safe moving around right now because there's nothing violent going on where party and party politics is happening. I hope it stays the same way because violence cannot help Steve McGregor's campaign. A safe, tranquil way where people can go out and vote early, that is what's going to help me because I want a big turnout. And a big turnout will help Steve McGregor.
Retired Senior Superintendent of Police, Steve McGregor, and the PNP candidate for Central Kingston. Thank you for talking to us, Sir McGregor. One love.
Blessings, my brother.
Blessings. Yeah, you're listening to Straight Up on News Talk 93 FM as we come to you live from the studios of News Talk 93 at the campus of the University of the West Indies. It is a Monday, so we are simulcasting with Fit FM, that's Fit 96.7 FM down here in Toronto. You want to pick them up, and of course, you can also check them out at fitfmja.com. Yeah, man, and of course, their affiliate stations, Caribbean Vibes Radio, they are in Cape Cod, Massachusetts, and of course, the Rain Oil Network in Atlanta. This looks like Florida and the UK. We're going to be opening the phone lines at this time. If you're so desirous and you want to share with us, give us a call at 212-9824 or 462-0919. We talk about anything you want to talk about, but of course, you know it's hot. The election was officially called last night. I say officially called last night because it is only the Prime Minister that really have the prerogative of calling an election in Jamaica. Even though Saturday night in Port Antonio, Dr. Dean Campbell, General Secretary of the People's National Party, named the exact nomination day and the exact election day. We have a caller on the line. Caller, good morning. Welcome to Straight Up.
Good morning, Mr. Bell.
Ah, well done.
Man, I used to tell me, man, you're in Portland, blazing blood and fire like you up there Saturday night.
Well, of course, on Saturday night, the PNP had their mass rally, and I was the host, and I tried my best. It's something that host, and I tried my best. It's something
Yes, I think it's very best. It was good. It was good. It was good. It was good. I was watching and listening. It was real good.
Thank you.
When you come out, you come out with one man murder.
No, you see, let me tell you something. Dr. Linville Bloomfield.
Yes.
And a lot of people would not even know that Dr. Bloomfield was not a Portlander by birth. He came to Portland and spent maybe over 40 years in Portland.
Yes.
Dr. Linville Bloomfield is a gentle giant, was a gentle giant. I mean, the amount of people that man helped. Right, PAP, no P at his doctor surgery before he got into the politics. And I feel a sense of responsibility for Dr. Bloomfield in a way that I encouraged Dr. Bloomfield to lead a march from Fairhill into Port Antonio to get work started on that southern coastal highway, the road from Harborview to Port Antonio. And he listened to me and we marched from Fairhill. A lot of comrades marched. We marched from Fairhill. A lot of comrades marched with him. And he made a speech right in that very square. That we were Saturday night. You see me pointed to a sign. Right at that sign, the car was parked. And he stand up right beside the car and made a speech. And what, 7 days after, or 8 days after, he was brutally murdered. And with our Prime Minister saying that he can't find the criminals, he know where to find them. I felt a sense of responsibility to call on the Prime Minister to find murderer or murderers of the late Linville Bloomfield.
So right, Mr. Bell. And the other day we were talking about the ungrateful one.
Yes.
And I hear you bring it up, Man, I couldn't believe that the great Dr. Tufton was beneficial of the Michael man who was in those, okay?
Well, you see, let me tell you something. A lot of people hide their benefits from our former People's National Party government. And you have heard people coming out and say for 18 years the PNP did nothing. And Lord have mercy. What the PNP did in that 18 years is really renewed Jamaica. And we could list out a barrage of things. The housing trust, the housing trust was not in the 18 years, but the housing trust that they claim and brag about and want to use to do this, it's a PNP legacy. Path program, GSF, TF.
The education team that Norman and Michael started, a lot of them benefited from that education. That's about if they did turn away the education and stick to the sugar ship thing like that, what Mr. Monty was talking about.
But you see, Carla, I hear Damian Crawford say that he wants to give teachers debt forgiveness, and a lot of people are asking how we're going to afford it and all of that. Remember, in the previous PNP administration, we had free education up to the territory level,
Yes.
So, when it comes to education, PNP will do what needs to be done to ensure that we educate the people of this country and take them from this low-income, low-tech, low-growth society, because we're talking about unemployment of 3.5%. But 200,000, 250,000 of those people are throwing carton box in Mr. Chin supermarket, getting minimum wage, some of them getting less than minimum wage, because recently I heard the salary of a worker in a supermarket, and I'm saying this is illegal. It's way below the minimum wage. You can't do that.
All right. Yeah, but at the same time, you know, the guys, I think they should give credit where credit is due, you know, and the education thing is very, very important, and that's why they want to throw it under the bus, because a lot of them making good on it, you know.
Let me tell you something. If you want to sleep your doors and your windows open, make sure that every Jamaican have a degree, and that will happen.
Yes, I agree with you.
Education is the long-term solution for crime in Jamaica.
Yeah.
Tanya, we have a caller?
All right.
Yeah, man, give thanks going to another caller.
Yeah, man, bless him.
Yes, man. The numbers again to call, 212-9824. That's 212-9824 or 426-0919. Oh, sorry, 462. Welcome, caller. Good morning. Welcome to Straight Up.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Blessings and welcome.
Who am I speaking with, sir?
My name is Colin Bell, sitting in for Conrad O'Brien.
And a man from Portland.
Man from Portland, sir.
Yes, sir. Mr. Last. Anyway, I'm going to go to the Prime Minister, right?
Yeah, man.
The Prime Minister from last week, and we expect it to be right until he leaves.
The Prime Minister did what?
The Prime Minister from last week in Kintyre. I don't know why he went to Kintyre, you know, because 92% of the people who were there, they were from Kintyre. I can assure you.
Okay.
The councillor born and bred right in Kintyre over Babatam there, so. And she went to Papine High School. I don't know if she's going further. But she never left Kintyre. That's where our resident and everything is. And I can't tell her live right and no stripe. So he might under 8% of people don't go from Kintyre in that crowd there.
Okay.
So we can deal with the most honorable Prime Minister.
Okay.
So far, he has not presented any evidence to the contrary to the Integrity Commission finding, you know. In other words, in face of the way I tell the people from last week about a humble and combining of vote out, that has anything to do with the integrity finding. The integrity finding based on fact.
But based on what the Prime Minister seems to expect from the people, then I hold News Talk 93 and the entire university complex is mine.
All I'm telling you, sir, if the people want you know what, I told Mr. O'Brien about 2 months ago that with the great Secretary Prime Minister, he has arrived as a communicator.
Mm-hmm.
So if Jamaican taxpaying public who pay the Integrity Commission $100 million yearly.
Yes.
Government only uses his mere communication skill and get the better of them. So them, you know, big man.
Well, we have to give respect to the people at the Integrity Committee, people in Jamaica who are not frightened by power. And one of the things that we have to ensure that when we run a country, as a government, you don't put civil servant in positions like what happened to the police last week with the 2 meetings scheduled for Sunday night in close proximity. So we need government, we need leaders with integrity, leaders who are ready to be transparent, leaders who are ready to be accountable to the people that you serve, because you are not our master, you are our servant, we pay you.
Right, so when I say man, in wife and mother, everybody used to walk and go pambos and sleep gunshots in the 80s. That is not evidence to the contrary of the Integrity Commission finding, you know. So he has not presented no evidence to the contrary.
Right.
No consequences.
The Prime Minister just coming out and said he's honest and he's hardworking. Not enough to put to rest what the Integrity Commission has put out there, what the Integrity Commission has been saying. It is not enough to put to rest the affidavit of Craig Beresford, the Prime Minister going into the election. And Christopherson said it in the clip we played earlier this morning, that the Prime Minister have a right, like every Jamaican, to take his issue to the court. And I do agree with that aspect, that the Prime Minister have the right to take it to the court. But we are saying to the Prime Minister, if you want to go to the electorate, then something different must be done. Because here are you now saying that the court must decide, and the court not going to have any finding before the 3rd of September. But you want the people to just believe in what you say. And there are so many things that the Prime Minister have said before that have not come to fruition, and we can challenge him on those. But we're going to take our next call, yeah?
Yeah, run me some quick, man.
How long we have him? We have him 5 minutes yet?
Anyway.
All right, give me our next point. You have another point? Just give me another. All right, but we come back to you. Give us a call after we take the 11 o'clock break. We have some other callers holding. I want to go to them. Caller, good morning. Welcome to Straight Up. My name is Colin Bell, sitting in for Conrad O'Brien.
Good morning, Sir Colin.
Blessings, my brother.
Yeah, big up Portland Spice.
One love.
One quick thing I want to say to you. I'm from Central Kingston. Steve McGregor will win Central Kingston.
Steve McGregor will win Central Kingston.
And I can tell you with assurity, because here the reason why. In 2020, I was in Central Kingston. I live in Central Kingston, born in Central Kingston.
Yeah.
I was part of Imani Duncan team. There's a lot of politics at play and a lot of things happen that we won't speak here.
Right.
That I know what happened, why she lost. One of the reasons was Suchman, that same person there.
Mm-hmm.
And also one of the reasons was the persons is not like they vote against or vote for JLP, you know. They just did not come out to vote because of a particular reason and a particular person.
Well, a lot of that happened across Jamaica. A lot of people didn't come out in 2020.
No. I have intimate knowledge, it's just that I don't want to speak right here. Because I know the persons and maybe the person listening, that person is no longer in the space right now.
Mm.
That person is no longer in the space right now. So it makes it much easier for person to cast their vote and have a freedom and feel vindicated or whatever way that might feel or whatever it is. Because I know that person was my friend also.
Yeah.
Right? Because I don't mix politics with friends. They know that I support the PNP, die-hearted Imani, and let me tell you something. She did a great work. I'm telling you the truth. She deserved a win. And if she had won, the community would be a lot better than where it is right now.
Mm-hmm.
But with Steve McGregor and the changes that is happening right now, I am 100% sure that he will win. I have contacted Mr. McGregor, so I will speak with him differently.
Okay.
I will speak with him differently. But I can tell you, I love the work that he's doing, and I'm coming home to vote.
All right, my brother. Give thanks.
All the best.
One love. We have another call holding. You're listening to Straight Up on News Talk 93 and News Talk 93. My name is Colin Bell, sitting in for Conrad O'Brien. Give us a call at 876-212-9824, 876-462-0919. Those are the numbers to call this morning. We don't have a call? All right. So, looking at the whole aspect of everything, though, with the Prime Minister, as I said, I agree with Tufton. The court is there for all of us to sort out issues. But when you're going to the people for a mandate, you can't go with a court case over your head for illicit enrichment. No. That needs to be sorted out. Or see him like how the Prime Minister asked Royal Rule to step aside till him issue sort out. Him ask Andrew Wheatley to step aside till the system start out. The permanent secretary for the Ministry of Education had to step aside. We have a caller. Go ahead, caller.
How you do?
No good enough. Well gone.
Man. What you are going. I never know the Prime Minister was a former teacher.
Well, I heard him say that last night and he's still a teacher. I'm a teacher. What about people call me teacher?
You know, I listened to the Prime Minister and I wonder if he was going to say to us that when God was making man, he was there. Man,
shit dangerous, you know.
No, man can't lie, so man.
No, man, you can't say the man lie. You don't know if the man used to teach. We need to find out. I'm not going to join you on saying the Prime Minister is a liar because he said he was a teacher.
But the job them when he used to do.
He never said he was a trained teacher. He was a teacher and he's still a teacher. So I am not going to agree with you by saying the Prime Minister lie about that. You might not know about it.
In the interest of time, because I go up to a break shortly. Now, film taxi company that make money, man.
Well,
while the other taxi company can't make nothing.
No, but you see, the Prime Minister have experience in running taxi, and that's why the taxmen them will not get the 16% because they know they make money.
Well, in everything, you know, they Campbell is a Bible man, you know.
Yes.
I heard him use the Bible all the while, and a part of the Bible said, make your call in an election sure.
Well, the Prime Minister did quote that somewhere else too.
Yeah, but when Dayton Campbell called the election Saturday night, he made sure.
Call me back after the break. We have to take the break now. This is radio. This is real radio, mainstream radio, and this is News Talk 93 FM. We're going for a break, people. When we come back, we'll take more of your calls. Colin Bell sitting in for Conrad O'Brien, straight up on News Talk 93 FM.
The preceding hour was brought to you by Wellington Dental, 57 Wellington Street, Spanish Town. Wellington Dental, providing dental care at its best.
News Talk 93 FM.
Learn how local gov is working for you. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, MLGCDJATV, and visit our website, www.localgovjamaica.gov.jm. The Time by the Ministry of Local.
Following is brought to you by the People's National Party.
You can trust this man. Do not doubt this man. Put the X beside the head. Type up.
The time on News Talk 93 FM is 11 o'clock.
Contact News Talk 93 FM today via phone at 876-927-1660, extension 2475, or 876-427-9955. Email us at newstalk93fmsales@gmail.com. Visit our website at www.newstalk93fm.net.
Congress has approved a White House request to eliminate federal funding for public media. NPR remains committed to our mission of informing the public, increasing your understanding of the world, and enriching everyday life. But without federal funding, we are relying on your support now more than ever. Please give today at donate.npr.org. Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Kristen Wright. President Trump is announcing plans to counter what he says is an uptick in violent crime in the nation's capital.
Under the authorities vested in me as the President of the United States, I'm officially invoking Section 740 of the District of Columbia Home Rule Act. You know what that is? And placing the D.C. Metropolitan Police Department under direct federal control.
Speaking from the White House, the president also says he's deploying the National Guard to D.C. after activating hundreds of FBI agents across the city this weekend. He described crime in the district as a threat to America and called out violent crimes committed against residents. Washington has seen falling crime rates in recent years. According to the Justice Department, violent crime hit a 30-year low in the city last year. A federal judge in Manhattan today rejected the Trump administration's request to release grand jury transcripts. These stem from the Justice Department investigation into sex offender Jeffrey Epstein's longtime confidant, Ghislaine Maxwell. A state of emergency is in effect in Milwaukee. The mayor says the city hasn't seen flooding this bad in a long time. Thunderstorms and heavy rain hit southeastern Wisconsin over the weekend. The rain fell for nearly 24 hours straight in some areas. Derek Watson's car was washed away by floodwaters.
My car just dropped and it fell, and I was just like,
like shocked, like what's going on, like I'm going down. So then I got out the car, climbed on top of the car. First of all, I got out the car and slipped under into the water, but I climbed back up. That's how I busted my knuckles and everything. So I climbed back up, got on top of the car.
He spoke to WISN. Israelis against the war in Gaza have been ramping up protests as Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu defends his escalation of the war. NPR's Emily Fang visited near Israel's border with Gaza and talked to Israelis who support him.
This viewing hill in southern Israel is so close. I can see the ruined concrete edge of Gaza. A few dozen tourists and Israelis have come here to peer into what remains of Gaza after 22 months of war. 28-year-old Israel T-Berg is taking a break from his yeshiva or religious school nearby, and he says the Israeli military's bombing in Gaza is so loud it sometimes shakes his family's house. But he says he doesn't care because hostages kidnapped by Hamas are still being held in Gaza. As he leaves, a group of French tourists link arms and sing the Passover song describing overcoming persecution. Behind them, the sound of explosions and a black puff of smoke emerges over Gaza. Emily Fang, NPR News, Sderot, Israel.
You're listening to NPR News from Washington. New research shows that women who experience physical threats of violence, specifically stalking, have higher rates of cardiovascular disease. That's according to a study out today from Harvard's T.H. Chan School of Public Health. NPR's Katia Riddle reports.
Researchers already know about certain risk factors like smoking and high blood pressure that can lead to cardiovascular disease. But this study shows that the extreme psychological stress that comes from being stalked can also lead to heart disease or heart attacks. Rebecca Lawn worked on the study.
It's been emerging in some of our other work and work by other groups that women's experiences of violence is linked to their cardiovascular health. And stalking is one that is particularly understudied.
The data comes from a large study of more than 66,000 nurses over 20 years. Katie Riddle, NPR News.
AOL is ending its dial-up internet service. Yeah, if you didn't know, dial-up is still out there in use. This marks the end of an era of sorts, as many think of that tone when they think of the early days of the internet. AOL dial-up launched in 1991. The service is shutting down at the end of September. In 2019, the census estimated that 265,000 people in the U.S. were still using dial-up. Ahead of a potential strike, flight attendants for Air Canada are planning to picket today across 4 airports in Canada. They want better pay and pay for all working hours. A strike could begin later this week. This is NPR News.
Listen to this podcast sponsor free on Amazon Music with a Prime membership or any podcast app by subscribing to NPR News Now Plus at plus.npr.org. That's plus.npr.org.
Time come, we need a leader with a plan, and Mark is the man.
The time by the People's National Party is Kenmore Shoe Manufacturing Company Limited, located in Real Spanish Town. We manufacture custom-made clothes and shoes. For the best quality in uniform, corporate wear, safety, and school shoes, visit Kenmore Shoe Manufacturing Company Limited. Kenmore, the best for sure. Call us today at 876-632-8018. Email us at ken_mor2005@gmail.com. Kenmore, the best for sure.
Property owners, pay your property tax arrears now. Visit your nearest tax office listed Old Harbor and Spanish Town. Pay by cash, debit, or credit card. And take your TRN if you're paying by check. Property tax pays for street lights, garbage collection and disposal, for local road rehabilitation and beautification. Contact your tax office or the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation at 876-984-3111 or 984-3112. Avoid legal actions. Pay your property taxes now.
It's the Real Rock with Steve J. If you're in Jamaica chilling, you've got to tune in to the Real Rock with Steve J. Every single Sunday from 3 to 6 p.m. on News Talk 93 FM. Everywhere.
games,
riddles,
trivia,
giveaways,
prizes,
and surprises.
well, tune in to the most exciting game show
On your radio.
Fantastic Fridays.
Call in to answer questions.
Challenge a friend in a rivals battle.
Join the discussion on Talk the Thing with Kim.
Listen out for the hottest songs with MV's Top 3.
Let's have some fun and win big
prizes.
Listen every Friday,
5 p.m. to 8 p.m.
on News Talk 93 FM.
Straight Up with host Conrad O'Brien live from the studios of News Talk 93 FM comes to Fit FM 96.7 Trelawney's Radio, Mondays 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Tune in for the news, interviews, and lively call-in interaction with the fireman Conrad O'Brien on Straight Up live from the studios of News Talk 93 FM and simulcast on Fit FM 96.7, FitFMJA.com, Trelawney's Radio, Fit FM, your life, your music.
News Talk 93 FM.
This hour is brought to you by Kenmore Manufacturing Company Limited, Greendale, Spanish Town, manufacturing industrial and corporate uniform and shoes.
Welcome back to Straight Up. My name is Colin Bell, sitting in for Conrad O'Brien, the fireman. We're off on some well-needed rest. We open the phone lines at this time because we take you all the way up until 12 midday for Straight Up. And we'll be back tomorrow, sitting in for the fireman. And it's pure fire while we speak only truth and nothing but the truth. So help us God. The numbers to call are 876-212-9824. 876-462-0919. Those are the numbers to call if you want to weigh in on the discussions this morning. And we discuss anything, West Indies won yesterday. Yeah! West Indies win a match. In sports, I believe retribution takes West Indies the most. Anytime West Indies make a move that people see unjust, and what I'm referring to, the removal of the former captain, Jamaican Rodman Powell, from the captaincy of the T20 team. It was unjust, it was unfair, in my view, and the beating in England, the beating so far by Pakistan is retribution taking West Indies. We have a call, Tanya? Let's take the call. Caller, good morning. Welcome to Straight Up. Welcome.
Hello?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Morning, how are you?
I am doing well.
I did not see the item of news, but I heard it was on Hotline and on TV, not Hotline, RJR, and on TVJ.
Which
the shooting last week down in Central Kingston.
Oh, we said that they shot at the MP?
Yes, but I heard yesterday that the bullets actually came from the police officer's gun.
What? I never heard that. That's news to me.
And video things were sent to the police, and they say the close protected people, and they say them the gun must go off or something. So I want to know if that is true, and if it is true, if the minister, if the prime minister is going around still talking as if it is politically motivated.
Well, I did not hear that news. I don't know if Tanya heard it. That
it was on carried it.
In the perceived shooting in Central Kingston, where they are saying that the MP was shot at. What Comrade is saying, is Comrade is right?
Yes, it is he.
What Comrade was saying that he heard on another station that the bullet came from
I was told.
He was told that it was on another station that the bullet came from a close protection officer of the member of parliament. It's the first time I'm hearing that, comrade. That is something that we would have to check out.
So please check it, because it is very important that we clear it up.
But I don't know if you heard the interview with Steve McGregor this morning.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, man, we had Steve McGregor on, and he's saying that none of those shootings that they are claiming to happen down in central Kingston were really politically motivated. None of them.
Well, I know. I know. I don't have to be there. I know.
Mm-hmm.
I know. But you see, the problem I'm having, the Prime Minister come out last week and there are hundreds of videos out there of people, young men, women, boys, girls, tearing down the PNP billboards, tearing down the PNP flags. PNP have lost millions in destroyed flags and billboards.
Yes.
And up until now, I don't hear one word from the Prime Minister. And I keep saying, in this country, leadership is important. What is lacking in this country is leadership.
But there's no doubt about that, And leaders are different from people who want to portray themselves as rulers. And that's the problem that we are having. We have people who want to rule this country, but the country needs leaders.
And so you can't be coming out with something you have no proof and support to pretend as if and you want to say them as if it is politically motivated. When there are hundreds of videos out there and you have not commented on any of them. You know what? The next program I'm having, sir, before I leave, I have a big problem. Nomination day is Monday.
Yes.
And we have a Prime Minister whose statutory thing is not certified. And we have at least 8 members of Parliament who is under investigation. In any normal country, you think you could have MPs, whether they're guilty or not guilty, going into another election under investigation.
Dr. Tufton said Jamaicans are not interested in that.
Oh.
Did you hear it? Did you hear it?
No, I didn't.
Well, stay tuned. We're going to try and play about that clip for you. Dr. Tufton said it is just the naysayers. Well, stay tuned. We're going to try and play about that clip for you. Dr. Tufton said it is just the naysayers. We're talking about that.
So only the naysayers are interested in corruption.
Eh?
So we can just put some gunmen to run in the next election, do this and some other criminal, because I just naysayers will have a problem with it.
Well, Dr. Tufton was asking an interview by, I think, is an RJR reporter, what discussion the GLP were having about the fact that the Prime Minister's statutory filing is not certified, and what Dr. Tufton said is that Jamaicans are not really interested in that. Tanya, I'm going to ask you to play that clip for me one more time as soon as we get an opportunity to. We'll play the clip again with Dr. Tufton so people can hear it.
He is wrong. He cannot speak for everybody.
Well, yes.
Law-abiding Jamaicans do have a problem with it. Like I have a problem with it. People go to prison for less than some of the things they want me here there. And if Dr. Tufton think it is not a problem, we have a copy of the affidavit, not the summary. Not the summary.
The full affidavit. Yes, it is out. The full affidavit. Yes, it is out. Yes.
The entire affidavit. And if he thinks that people don't have as soon as people start to get copy and start to read it, spend time to read it, you will realize that it is not business as usual.
Well,
because if what is included in that thing, some people will go to prison.
Well, tell you what, the Jamaican people will have an opportunity in a couple of weeks to prove Dr. Tufton right or wrong. Because there's no way you can be a law-abiding Jamaican or a rational Jamaican, somebody who is conscious of Jamaica country, somebody who is conscious of the economy of this country. And we have a Prime Minister who is under investigation for illicit enrichment, and you go and vote for his party to return him as Prime Minister. We will see what Jamaicans are thinking.
Something is wrong with Mr. Tufton. If he thinks he can speak for every Jamaican. In our country, you have for every Jamaican. In our country, you have at least 8 members of parliament and the prime minister who is under investigation, and he doesn't think that is a problem. Well, that should be one of the main campaign mantra. Let me see if a corrupt or them by out certain people. So, you know,
somebody's saying a bad mind, the prime minister, you're too bad mind.
I beg your pardon?
Somebody's saying a bad mind, the prime minister.
Bad mind into corruption?
Tell her.
Bad mind into corruption?
No, Vaz say on the bad mind into the house, no bad mind into the money.
I am not under investigation, sir. I want to listen now. I'm not under investigation. We could have a bad man, somebody to under investigation. You think investigation is sent to some more people better than time. Investigation on to the gospel that I don't want free. I mean, in the sense that somebody could have said people, the bad man of we're talking about country, we're talking about leadership, and morality and ethical, and you cannot have an election where people are going into an election next week, going to nomination day to be nominated to as prime minister and member of parliament who are under investigation.
You know, Comrade, I'm going to take this opportunity to call on all GLP MPs who are not under investigation to break the gag order. Now that parliament has dissolved, you must break the gag order, and all who are not under investigation must come out and said, I am not under investigation, and therefore the people can vote freely. Because I don't think nobody should vote for any MP who is under investigation. You should step aside, clear your name, and then you come back.
The investigation must stand for something. The word must mean something. The word investigation must mean something. And before I go, I don't bad mind Mr. Vaz in all bust them. In all winina. In all win-ina. So what I want from him, what I want from him is a breakdown of how the 1.4 billion was spent.
Well, that's a call we also making, that Mr. Vaz should release all the documentation for buses. Because, let me just make it clear before we go, comrade. I, Colin Bell, in 2023, went public calling for school buses. So I believe school buses are necessary and important to our children. When I was calling down the airport, neither Mr. nor Mrs. Vaz never said anything. Now, we applaud any attempt to bring school bus for our children. The concern, the major one, because I have about 3 different concerns with these buses, but the major one is that nobody can convince me that $1.4 billion is what it costs for this 110-old bus. And that is what I want Mr. Vaz to prove to the people of Jamaica, that the $1.4 billion was indeed spent on these buses. Thank you, comrade.
Welcome.
Blessings. Another caller? As soon as you can play about that clip for me, Lady Tanya. We want to hear about that clip with Tuftan, who said that the Jamaican people don't really concerned about the Prime Minister not being certified. Caller, good morning. Welcome to Straight Up. We lost that caller?
Yes, good morning.
Yes, he's there. Caller is there. Morning.
Can you hear me?
Speak up for me. You're a bit low.
Yes, I'm saying to you now. Good morning.
Morning.
Jamaican. Yes, can you hear me? I'm a Jamaican.
Huh?
And I am a Jamaican.
Yes.
And a citizen. And I see have no problem with the statement made by Dr. Tufton about Jamaican people because I share the view he has. Now, I have a few questions for you.
No, you're saying that you have no problem with what Dr. Tufton said?
That's correct.
Go ahead, yeah.
Secondly, I want to ask you, did Mark Holden, in a video I saw, refer to Jamaicans as Nas Mega? Saw his mouth. I'm asking, please tell me.
I never heard that. I've never heard that before.
Okay. Well, I saw it. I don't know if it's AI, but it said that Nas Mega. And I saw him mouth. I don't know. So
the sounds didn't come out? You are reading his mouth?
No, it's the people were singing. The first moderator was singing, so I didn't distinguish his voice, but I saw his mouth and his thing saying, this that was about Nas Mega. And I would think that as a statesman, a man who wants to vote at Jamaican.
No, but I don't think you should. I don't think you should cast aspersion until you are sure that he said that. Have you heard it anywhere else? Away from that video?
You never seen that. It's a public event. I'm not accusing him of this.
No, so you're saying it was on a public platform?
Yes. The moderator was saying, singing the song, the mass music, and his mouth was in sync with that.
Oh, he was singing a song?
Yes, sir.
No, you know, so Romy and Virgo, and I know Romy and Virgo, Chris Martin, and hold on, it's Romy and Virgo and Chris Martin have the song about Nasini. There's a song by Chris Martin and Romy and Virgo named Lead People Business Alone.
Yeah, but guess what? They are not running for Prime Minister. What is more, they are black. Anyway, let's move on to the next point.
So what is the difference between black and white?
Well, I'm not saying the difference.
Until the color of a man's skin, my brother, is of no more significance than the color of his eyes.
Well, I'm going to answer you. We were called that N-word because of his ancestors, good slavery.
You remember that my mother is a Jamaican?
Let me go to the next point. I don't know that. But let me ask you this question. The person in West Portland is a convicted two conviction criminal.
It's not West Portland, it's East Portland. Let me help you.
Yes, you don't have a problem with him?
If I don't have a problem with him?
Yes, you don't have a problem with him?
If I don't have a problem with him?
You have two convictions.
All right. Are you aware? Hold on, man. Hold on.
You ask me a question.
All right, go ahead with your question. Go ahead.
Do you concern that the people, in the context of a body that is not in the Constitution, who is not the third of the government judiciary, can refuse to certify something, and we should use that failing to certify to disqualify Jamaican from living in the democracy as a prime minister.
All right, can I answer your question now? Because are you aware that Isaac Buchanan served this time for the crime that he was accused of?
Yes.
Are you aware that in 2003, the GLP run a convicted felon and a deportee in East Portland for councillor?
Not fully, but I'm not fully aware of that.
You're not aware of that. I am
not fully, but I'm not fully aware of that.
You're not aware of that. I am telling you that in 2003. Huh? No, hold on. But if the law of the land allows it, makes it right.
So then, does the law of the land allow the Prime Minister under this investigation to be still Prime Minister, does it?
And he's still Prime Minister, isn't he?
Does the law...
Isn't he the Prime Minister? So the law allows it. He is still the Prime Minister.
What's the detail? Does an investment conviction...
Hold on, man. The Prime Minister is well read. No, he's well read convicted.
I'm saying, sir, do not obfuscate. I'm talking about the Prime Minister now.
No, man. And why I brought in well read? Because the Prime Minister on allegations asked Ruel Reid to step aside on allegations. I am not. Hold on. Is that a fact? Is that a fact?
What?
That the Prime Minister asked Ruel Reid on allegations to step aside?
I'm talking about Ruel Reid. I'm talking about the Prime Minister. No,
but my brother, when I said to you, what I'm saying to you.
That's what you're doing.
What?
You're confusing yourself.
No, man, you are confused.
Is the matter subject to Mr.
Ben? Which one of the matter? Which one of the matter?
The premise I'm talking about, is it before the court?
Yes, it is before the court.
So is it sub judice?
Who made it sub judice? Who made it sub judice? Eh?
You're talking about I'm not before the court is sub judice.
May I ask you to speak up in your phone still? Because you're a little bit low, so I'm really having difficulty hearing you. Speak up in the phone.
A matter before the court of law is sub judice, meaning you cannot publicly discuss the matter before the court. You didn't know that? You didn't know that?
Let me ask you something.
You didn't know.
Let me ask you something.
Yes or no?
Yes, I know
that. Yes or no?
Yes, I know that.
Then if it is why don't you wait till the court conclude before you come to consider them to vote for the man? What's with you?
So why don't we wait until the court conclude before he ask us to vote for him? Is he ask you for vote for him enough? Is him ask us to vote for him?
Yes, he's the one who took them out of court. Yes, he did.
Yes, and at the same time, while the matter is in court, he's asking us to vote for him. The Prime Minister is asking us to take his word for it over the Integrity Commission word.
What? They lack integrity, by the way. That group was formed by Mark Golden because you can't have a democracy. Let me just say this to you. What? They lack integrity, by the way. That group was formed by Mark Golden because you can't have a democracy. Let me just say this to you. A body formed by the parliament.
My brother, hold on. I'm not going to make you dump out rubbish. Who, hold on. Listen. Hold on, man. You said Mark Golden put the Integrity Commission in place. In what year was the Integrity Commission came into being?
I think it was 2019.
2019? You're still wrong, but even if it was 2019, who was the Prime Minister?
It was still in Parliament, already agreed on.
Brother, listen, hold on, let me tell you something. Hold on, man. Let me tell you something. The Integrity Commission came into being in 2017 under Prime Minister Andrew Holness. None of the directors, none of the directors could not be approved without the Prime Minister agree with it. But we have to take our next call. We have other people holding. We're going to another call. Yeah, man, give thanks. Let me just say this. Mr. Andrew Holness asked Ruel Reid an allegation to step aside before he was charged. Is that when Ruel Reid was charged? Because when Ruel Reid had to step aside, everybody was asking, tell us why you asked Ruel Reid to resign. And Ruel Reid had to resign. We're taking another caller. Go ahead, caller. Morning, welcome. Oh, we're going to a break. Oh, my God. I'm so sorry. We're going to a break right here on Straight Up on News Talk 93 FM. News Talk 93 FM.
Time come now. Time come. We're tired of this scandal and corruption in government. Time come. A progress we are dealing with the long run. With BNP the betterment. Must come.
The time by the People's National Party is...
The time on News Talk 93 FM is 11:30. Contact News Talk 93 FM today via phone at 876-927-1660, extension 2475, or 876-427-9955. Email us at newstalk93fmsales@gmail.com. Visit our website at www.newstalk93fm.net.
Bag it and pin it, every rubbish in a pan. Dirty up the place, this up we island. So keep Jamaica celebrate, keep Jamaica clean. Better listen to me please. The plastic bag no fear blowing at the breeze. Proper garbage, disposal, recycle plastic, now make it full in the streets. Bag it and pin it, every rubbish in a pan. Dirty up the place, this up we island. So keep Jamaica
Looking for exceptional dental care? Then look no further, because Wellington Dental is here to serve you. We offer dental care for both adults and children. At Wellington Dental, we know that a visit to the dentist might be mind-boggling, but don't let that stop you from getting the dental care you need. We have trained therapists to help alleviate your anxiety and make you feel so relaxed. You feel like you're at home. Wellington Dental, located at 57 Wellington Street, Spanish Town. We look forward to serving you.
Kenmore Shoe Manufacturing Company Limited, located in Greendale, Spanish Town. We manufacture custom-made clothes and shoes. For the best quality in uniform, corporate wear, safety, and school shoes, visit Kenmore Shoe Manufacturing Company Limited. Kenmore, the best for sure. Call us today at 876-632-8018. Email us at ken_mor2005@gmail.com. Kenmore, the best for sure.
Empire Group of Companies is now in the heart of New Kingston to serve you better at 31 Tobago Avenue. Get Empire Stationery and Office Supplies, Empire Restaurant and Hotel Supplies, and Empire Med and Scientific Supplies. Free same-day delivery island-wide. Visit their showroom today. Call 876-906-1965-6 or WhatsApp 876-775-2277. Email empirestationery1@gmail.com.
Newstalk 93 FM now provides a reminder to ensure your safety in the event of a hurricane this season.
After a hurricane,
use perishable food first, then non-perishable foods and staples after. Do not cook more than is needed for one meal. Immediately after the hurricane, don't use stored water for washing houses, cars, and watering gardens until normal water services have been restored. Purify water by adding bleach. 2 drops of bleach per liter of water. 4 drops of the water is cloudy. 2 drops of bleach per liter of water. 4 drops of the water is cloudy. Do not purify all your water at once. After adding bleach, let water stand for 30 minutes before drinking. Boil all drinking water until you are sure that a safe water supply has been restored. Be sure to check your house for structural damage before moving back in. Bury all dead animals as soon as possible.
That was a reminder for precautionary measures to ensure your safety in the event of a hurricane this season.
the following is paid for by the People's National Party.
I have met students who share one tablet with their brothers and sisters. Many study without the internet. We must do better. The PNP will provide tax-free laptops and tablets. We will expand internet access, and every child deserves the tools to succeed no matter where they live. I am Mark Golding, and Jamaica, time comes for a better life.
The proceeding was paid for by the People's National
Property owners, pay your property tax arrears now. Visit your nearest tax office, listed Old Harbour and Spanish Town. Pay by cash, debit, or credit card. And take your TRN if you're paying by check. Property tax pays for street lights, garbage collection and disposal, parochial road rehabilitation, and beautification. Contact your tax office or the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation at 876-984-3111 or 984-3112. Avoid legal actions. Pay your property taxes now.
To participate on our programs, call, WhatsApp, or text us at 876-212-9824 or 876-462-0919. And go follow us on Instagram at Newstalk 93 FM.
This hour is brought to you by Kenmore Manufacturing Company Limited, Greendale, Spanish Town, manufacturing industrial and corporate uniform and shoe.
We have a call on the line. Caller, good morning and welcome.
Hi, morning, Mr. Bell.
Mr. Morgan, morning.
Morning, sir.
Yes, sir.
You're the Deputy Opposition Spokesman on Culture and the Creative Industries, right?
Yeah.
And as you will appreciate it, in our Westminster system, the parliamentary opposition is part of our system of government, right?
Yes, we are.
What is your association with the Boston Beach over in Portland Eastern?
I am the leasee of the Boston Beach, and of course, as you would also know on the caller said a while ago, there's a court case, so that makes that sub judice, so I will not discuss terms
because
of the
my
lease.
understanding is that you are the lessee, and that the government is seeking to open up beach access. and you are frustrating those efforts.
Those are your opinions.
My assertions,
Yes.
So don't you think that doesn't compute with the position the PNP hypocritically goes about the place, talking about beach access?
But Marlon Morgan,
you would have heard your party leader Mark Golding on the question of beach access, right?
And of course, we believe in beach access, and people should have access to the beaches.
Except when you colonize the beach by way of a lease.
But we don't stop people from going to the beach. Like other beaches.
What are the terms of people going to the beach that you lease at present?
And that I can discuss. And I don't have a problem discussing that. Between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. weekdays, we charge $500. Weekdays between 9 a.m. Between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m., we charge $500. We provide amenities such as clean bathroom facility, shower facility, lifeguard facility. Plus, we also pay a lease to the government of Jamaica.
Your party leader speaks of beach access. What is he alluding to?
That Jamaicans should have access to the beach.
Unpaid, right?
No.
Unpaid.
He did not say that. Did Mr. Golden said free beach access, or he said access? Mr. Golden says access. He never said free beach access.
Do Jamaicans have access to the beach at the Hyatt Zilara?
The what?
Or Hyatt Eva? I'm citing one of the all-inclusive hotels. Do they have, following your logic, I watch them carefully, following your logic, do Jamaicans have access to all beaches therefore?
Yes, they do.
Okay, but it is on condition of forking out money out of their pocket, right?
And when we talk about beach access, Marlon, one of the things we want to ensure is that if there are some beach that you have to pay to go to, then it should be at a cost where people can afford to.
Is when Anne-Marie Vaz mentioned it at the gospel concert in Portland, I realized, and Anne-Marie Vaz mentioned it at the gospel concert in Portland, I realized and made the connection that is your stake in all of this.
Marlon, I told you that before.
Has a certain
I told you that before.
And what you would want is to see a PNP government coming and helping you to perpetuate your lease.
Marlon, let me tell you something.
That is not going to happen.
But let me tell you something, Marlon.
Sure.
There are beaches in Jamaica right now that the cost is $2,700 to go to. You are aware of that?
I'm aware that it is.
There are beaches in Jamaica right now, Marlon. There are beaches in Jamaica that on any given holiday right now, you have maybe 1,000 people on those beaches. No bathroom, no lifeguard, no garbage collection. Why are we not addressing those?
So just to be clear, you are confirming that the PNP is being very hypocritical.
Marlon, may I ask you a question? Why are we not addressing those beaches that are in Jamaica on a holiday? Thousands of people are on these beaches. No lifeguard, no bathroom, no garbage collection, no security.
Just 30 seconds on this other matter. How did Mark Golding come by the largest that he boasts? A couple of years ago, he thumped his chest and said, "Me done make my money already."
Yeah.
My understanding of it is that Mark Golding had an interest, as you can appreciate, in this financial institution, its investment house called Daring, Bunting and Golding at the time. The Golding in it stood for Mark Golding.
Yes.
The Bunting in it stood for Peter Bunting.
Yes.
And these guys were quite rapacious and in what I would consider and describe as an orchestrated scheme.
Are you aware?
From the destructive policies of European peace.
Are you aware that that company was sold to Scotiabank, Marlon Morgan?
Yes, man. But you know,
sir, I know how much money itself, I don't.
It's sold for billions of dollars.
Before we have any more discussion on Mark Golding money, tell me where Andrew Wallace get the $25 million for putting out Orland.
Beyond our elsewhere, as you acknowledged this morning.
Tell me where Andrew Wallace get the $25 million when putting out Orland.
Andrew Wallace explained that this morning, sir.
Where?
He had a venture.
Tell Andrew to call me. I have some questions for him.
Sir, he had a business venture like any other Jamaican investor in relation to a taxi operation. And when I could have one
taxi operation with $25 million.
My brother, one taxi overtime becomes 2, and then 3, and so on. You understand our fleet work? Like how you have 1 beach, and you aspire to have 2 beach, and then 3 beach. And by that time you queen, Colin Bell controls all the beaches across Jamaica. But the beach that you're fighting over, my brother, you have that end on the 3rd of September.
Let me tell you something, Marlon Morgan.
Because I'm not appreciating what is in it for you. I am appreciating what is in it for Wilfred
audit of Jamaica under the Ministry of Education, and we want to know who you make your money.
My brother, I'm a publicly paid person when I was at the Ministry of Education. So go and check the records. When I was at the Ministry of Education, so go and check the records. I served that ministry as senior technical coordinator. I drew a salary on the public purse and provided a service to the public, my brother.
And we want to know, what Auditor General said that $100 million must be repaid to the government on a sit down and allow the time to run out so that the statute of limitation expired. We want to know that.
I had no superintendents over those matters.
I am not accusing you of it, just saying you used to work at the Ministry of Education, and we want to know
about the place. Talking about beach access, why you don't have Portland colonize a beach?
Marlon Morgan,
charging your brothers and sisters.
Marlon Morgan, people of Jamaica must be careful of the GLP, because when government call private sector,
because they say one thing and do another.
No, hold on.
Did you know that?
Marlon, when government call private sector to have public-private partnership, and private sector go in and join with government in public-private partnership, which Boston Beach is, and then a government come and want to victimize private sector. Countries are run by laws.
Has your lease come to an end, or it's about to come to an end?
Marlon,
it was a 90 lease or a 10-year lease, right?
I told you I will not discuss the lease. If you want to talk about the operation, the lease is now a court issue. The lease is now a court issue, so we now discuss the lease.
We're not getting to the lease, man. I'm coming back to public-private partnership, because we appreciate that government may make determinations from time to time. If a lease comes to an end, a government may go in another direction in terms of another purpose of activity.
Marlon, we have another caller holding. We're going to another caller. Have yourself tomorrow. Yes, man. You're listening to News Talk 93 FM. And you see, the truth will be revealed, you know, at all times. It's like oil when come on top. Caller, good morning. Welcome to Straight Up.
Good morning, sir.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, this is Country Boy from America.
Country boy from America.
Yeah, originate from Northwest St. Kitts, you know. I'm big up Comrade Damian Crawford.
Yes, sir.
And I hear Newton Amos up there running off him now. But I will say to Mr. Amos, I call for Damian Crawford to come into Northwest St. Kitts.
Yes.
That Newton Amos will never see God knows unless him invited up there.
To sit in the gallery.
Right, definitely.
You will never sit in the well.
Comrade Damian Crawford will be a 8-star general.
Lord of mercy.
Yeah. And talk about the Prime Minister Welton is certified.
Yeah.
The Prime Minister Welton is certified.
Yeah.
Who was the education minister between 2007 and 2012?
Tell her. Hey, hold on, Carla, I want to remind Jamaicans about something. There was an investigation of the Prime Minister with a company called, what was the company called? Where the director of corruption prosecution said that she found enough evidence to charge the Prime Minister, but she would not charge him because of the passage of time. I wonder if Jamaican remember that. And I remember the name of the company now. Somebody in the chat room can remind me. So
and 1990, the Prime Minister wealth was $330-something thousand.
Coming out of the affidavit.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And 2016, who was the education? Who was the education minister?
In 2016?
Yeah.
In 2016?
After the general election.
That would have been Royal Reid.
The Prime Minister friend.
Yes, Senator Royal Reid.
So, watch this now. If Mr. Chin...
Careful enough.
Listen, man. If Mr. Chin knows how to acquire wealth, then he will call and put Mr. Chong to acquire wealth. You get where I'm going?
I get where you're going, and I want you to be careful. This is mainstream radio.
I am quite careful.
Yes.
So you have to read among the lines.
And between them
and
two.
I want to just encourage Jamaica this morning.
Yes.
To vote for a better road. And vote for a man or a prime minister with integrity, leadership, clean hands, a man who made a ganja spliff is not criminal after the death of
Mario Dean. Yes.
A man who know how to come from in the what you call it, with the disabled community.
Yes.
Who feel the pain and see people with wheelchair can't get in schools, can't get in office.
And then you can understand the compassion of Mark Golden, because you realize what the man know. The man say he's committing, once he becomes prime minister, he's gonna put in $1 billion for people with disability so that they can have access to the good amenities that they need, have access to wheelchair, those who can't buy wheelchair. Some might need an electric wheelchair to get access to that. Right. That people with disability can get well-paid jobs in Jamaica.
And we want vote for a man. We can give with better health. We not have to sleep on cardboard.
Yes.
My sister met in an accident and she have to sit in a wheelchair for 3 days.
All right, my brother. We have to go to another call. Thanks for the call, yeah?
Okay, God bless you.
One love, my brother. 11 minutes going up to 12 o'clock. You're listening to Straight Up on News Talk 93 FM. My name is Colin Bell, sitting in for the fireman, Conrad O'Brien. Caller, good morning and welcome. Straight Up on News Talk 93.
Yeah. Good morning, Colin. Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah. Look here. I don't know. The caller will come with about the docu story about Mark and Nasinega. Mark is married to a Jamaican woman. By the one drop rule, I'm going to go back to that. Mark's children are black. You know, no matter the hue of them skin or whatever, because I know we said the social, the social, whatever, how them define it, you know, and stuff. So why would Mark say that? Another thing, I'm calling for Mark's constituency. Mark, as somebody, will come around here, come sit down on corner with we black people before me even dream for be and think about being prime minister, and come sit down and discuss constituency issues, want to know about the history of the constituency. But then I would talk to him, I would tell him about, you know, and stuff. You know, where Bongo I come with. My ear it already, you know.
I'm gonna tell you something.
Parrot, you know.
I'm gonna tell you something. Mark Golden is one of the realest Jamaican you can find. But a lot of people don't know him. Mark is real, down-to-earth Jamaican. And there's a thing, you know, my caller. None of us have the opportunity to choose our parents.
Exactly.
Yeah? None of us choose where we were born.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? And it is bad mind and grudgeful. Why I hear some people that talk about Mark Golden born with gold spoon in his mouth. I never Mark Golden choose that. Never you Mark Golden born with gold spoon in his mouth. I never Mark Golden choose that. I never me choose who born poor. I never you choose to born poor. So why you have a bad mind and grateful the man because the man born?
In the interest of time, can I say something? Listen to this. You see a lot of them that come from mixed heritage, even when they have a one drop of black in them, they will tell you about the Scottish, English, German, Gaelic, whatever ancestry them have, Indian, Hispanic, whatever. And very rare you hear them mention, say, them have black ancestry in them. Me seen it a lot of times, and stuff. Some of them know what bongo I come with, what the man said, but they don't want to repeat it.
Let me tell you something.
Nonsensical.
In this season, we have to be prepared. They're going to make up a lot of things. Because it's one thing we can tell you, them on the truth now have no lot now part. So they're going to make up a lot of things trying to come with. But the good thing is that you hear they can explain where Mark Golden Wealth come from. Yes. What is happening in Jamaica?
That's the go-to thing when, a man can all call him family or friend and say, well, I'm going to get a thing, I'm to a partner,
yes,
and make up, and I'm going to buy a taxi. How much of them get 25 million? But then I'm going to do in an investment fund. Marlon tell me how much of them. And Marlon, something? Marlon is a kind of friend still, because even back then, we used to talk and all of that on via the internet. And Marlon must remember, they had sidelined him so much. And I always see him bad mind PNP come out every day on Conrad show and advocate. And no, man, Marlon I work too hard.
Yeah, man, we bad for him.
Yeah, the same bad mind PNP them come out and advocate. We never hear nobody in the JP advocate for Marlon get a bone.
All right, caller, thank you very much because we're running out of time and we want to give a few more people an opportunity to speak this morning. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to another call right here on Straight Up. Let me tell you something. You see, some people sing for their dinner and they have to sing for their dinner. I am a Jamaican first. And when I signed up for the Jamaica Defense Force, it wasn't a draft. I do it willingly because I love this country and is ready to defend this country. This country is what I want to defend. My sojourn into politics is to use politics as a tool to help the people of this country. Morning caller, welcome to Straight Up.
Morning, sir.
Blessings.
Yes, sir. First I want to say, a fanatic, it doesn't matter where you tell a fanatic, It's not a reasoning for it, so it's just a waste of time reasoning with a fanatic.
Yeah.
And I heard refuse saying to such person that he don't have time to waste, seeing script is normal, seeing, talking about Mike, Mark Golden, not really born at Jamaica and all that,
rubbish.
All them garbage,
Yeah.
He's saying I no time for them cheap politics. And if he can't say that, But
yeah, man, that's just pure rubbish.
Yeah, but the guy with what after to he company here over and over for the same garbage, Although you can Google things now and find out information. He still brainwash people, and if you stop doing it because he's educated enough to know so well, you brainwash the population, man.
But let me tell you something, caller. Let me tell you something. What you have is a lot of analog politician, which I'm surprised that my friend Marlon is also an analog politician operating in a digital age. Yeah? And anything that you say can be verified digitally. It's not like one time when it's just JBC and RJ, the clip. The clips are everywhere. So we'll rubbish all of those. We're going to take our next call because we're running out of time.
Respect. Glad to hear you.
Oh, yeah, man. Give our thanks, my brother. One love.
Respect.
All right. It's 5 minutes going up to 12 o'clock. We'll get out of here at 12 o'clock. And of course, we will be back tomorrow sitting in for Conrad O'Brien on News Start 93 FM Straight Up. My people, let me just say this. There are two persons vying to be Prime Minister of Jamaica. Two. And the thing about Jamaica's constitution is that you nor me don't get to vote. Well, we might get, well, not so. But we don't get to vote directly for the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister is chosen by the person who has the majority of the support in the Parliament. Yeah? And normally it's the leader of the political party that wins the election. We have a Mark Jefferson Golding, and we have a Andrew Michael Holness. Andrew Michael Holness has been Prime Minister since 2016. Since 2021, his statutory filing has not been certified by the institution put in place by the Andrew Holness-led administration. Yeah? The bill was drafted by Mark Golding. The GLP tweaked it. They never passed it, same like how Mark Golding drafted. They did some tweaking. And they passed it. And they put the people in place. So how now? A caller want to tell me that is Mark Golding put Integrity Commission in place. Mark Golding draft the bill. He never passed the law. It is this administration that has passed it and put in an institution that is well needed to stamp out corruption in the country, to ensure that our politicians don't get fat off of the back of the people of Jamaica. This institution now is saying to us, based on the evidence, based on the filings of the Prime Minister, we can't certify him. You can't blame nobody else. We want to thank all our sponsors this morning for being with us. We want to thank Steve McGregor for coming on this morning and talking with us. We want to thank I don't know work today. It's just watch movie. We want to thank everybody for being here. Thanks to all the callers who called in. It's a pleasure. My first time at Newstalk 93 FM. I certainly enjoyed today. Here's hoping that we'll be seeing you again tomorrow. Thanks to all the listeners. Thanks to all the viewers on Portland Spice TV. That's my channel. If you have not yet subscribed to Portland Spice TV, I invite you to subscribe and share the channel. May the good Lord continue to bless and keep you. Make his face shine upon you and gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his light and give you his peace. Until we meet again tomorrow morning, right here at 9 o'clock on Straight Up Newstalk 93 FM. Colin Bell sitting in for Conrad O'Brien saying peace.
The preceding hour was brought to you by Kenmore Manufacturing Company Limited, Greendale, Spanish Town, manufacturing industrial and corporate uniform and shoe. Corporate uniform and shoe.
Following is brought to you by the People's National Party.